Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Nonito Donaire.
Could this be the night? Good play here. Under left uppercut. And down goes
What's up, guys? Good afternoon, good morning, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Yeah, welcome to War Wednesday. I guess this is the perfect time. Woke up to a lot of phone calls and messages this morning, so about the update on Moloney fight. So yeah, man, a lot to talk about when it comes down to that. So, well, this is the best time for it to gripe on all of that emotion, I guess. Recap on what was going on. So, but first, let's say what's up to everybody out here. Marquis, Skywalker, Imoronis. Yeah, today is a really interesting day. Polski Sports Talk. What's up, guys? Yeah, interesting day today. I woke up to a lot of phone calls, a lot of messages, and an article just came out actually about the update, I guess, right?
As you can see, I barely put my face together.
You look
What?
amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So,
oh, you guys, what the actual hell? Hey, Carl, wake up.
yeah.
Wake up, Carl. Wake up, Carl. We
Wake
need
up
you
the
to go
spiders.
Y'all.
What up, Marquis?
Y'all, it's War
Ben
Wednesday.
10.
So, okay. So War Wednesday, we didn't know what we were actually going to continue what we were talking about Monday because we didn't get to finish because we had to go to
gym sparring
to sparring at and what ended up happening luckily it's War Wednesday. I just feel like this ended
it's
up
like
being
it
a
happens for a particular reason, and it's just the perfect timing that it's Wednesday and we get to kind of let our emotions out.
Yeah, it's just so frustrating, guys. It's so frustrating.
King Wong, what's up? Gino, what's up?
Wagarana,
what's
you
up?
guys, come on. I mean, like, this is getting pretty ridiculous. Pretty.
It's
he's gonna be so like calm about this, but.
Queer Steven, what's up, man? I'm gonna be very calm about it because it's something.
It's War Wednesday.
It is War Wednesday, and I'm all this is why we're all completely opposite in terms of just on the thing on the other side. It opens up for another title fight for me in the first place for the WBC bantamweight, but it wasn't something from the article. Was it Jake Donovan's article?
Yes, it was Jake Donovan's article. So I'm going to just put this up and then we're going to gripe about it for like 2 hours. Okay.
Yes.
How is the audio, guys? Is the audio cool? Everything cool?
Everything cool.
Everything good. All right. So I'm going to share screen this and then I'm going to give you the backstory. Share screen. Window to the wall.
There it is.
There we go. All right, guys. Here you go.
Can
Hope you guys
see
can see the screen. Yep. Should be able to see it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
There
actually, let me make it full screen.
On the right side.
Yeah. There. All right. So this says, do they still see it? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. All right. So this says, this morning, Jake Donovan had posted this probably about a good hour ago, half an hour ago. Jason Moloney, top ranked to no longer pursue the WBC title. Nonito Donaire waits next named opponent. So it says Nonito Donaire will need a new dance partner in pursuit of a fourth bantamweight title. BoxingScene.com has confirmed Jason Moloney, through promoter Top Rank, has broken away from talks to face Donaire for the vacant WBC bantamweight title. The development comes well ahead of the February 17th deadline assigned to a matchup that was more than months in the making. Quote, the WBC has received confirmation from Top Rank that Moloney will not be fighting for the WBC bantamweight title.
WBC President Mauricio Soleiman confirmed to the team for both boxer via official letter, a copy of which was obtained by BoxingScene.com. With this letter, the process of Moloney versus Donaire is hereby canceled.
As previously reported by BoxingScene.com, the WBC confirmed during its convention that Moloney and Donaire would be next in line for the title once Naoya Inoue vacates. Blah 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 blah. So let's just go to where Richard has his quote. The good news is that Nonito Donaire is a warrior who's willing to face anyone. Our stance was always the same. Nonito Donaire was going to challenge for the WBC bantamweight title. We went to WBC convention to declare our position, which has not changed. I wish I could say that I was surprised, but I'm not.
So, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh. Hey, Swa. I saw a bunch of you guys come in. So, I mean, okay. This is literally crap.
Well,
okay?
if you remember,
Crap.
back in the WBC convention in Acapulco, Mexico, you know, when it was, what was it? Well, the rating,
The
ranking committee, when they had announced Moloney being number 1 and me at number 2, right? And I even said that, okay, cool. We won't pursue the number 1 as long as we get to fight for this title, which they had agreed to.
Correct.
Right? They had agreed to
ratings meeting.
On the ratings meeting, they had agreed to that, you know what, we'll fight it out, blah, blah, blah. And so for us and Richard, we were like, okay, cool. Since we're fighting it when the belt is vacant, we agreed that, you know what, we'll fight for it. I don't mind being number 2 at the moment, since you're number 1 in the ranking. We will fight for it when the vacant title comes. And we shook hands. We agreed, and that was the first day, right? And then the next day was the mandatory. And they were trying to play this little game of trying to get the title without fighting me. You remember
John
that?
Majeski was in
Right.
Top Rank.
Well,
Well, I know Jason stamped it because he was there too, but that was their move the following day. So, it all that stuff, all that drama, all that, let's shake hands and hug and all this, like,
Well,
come on, dude.
well, even at that, right? Even at that time when they were trying to go behind our backs to try to get the title without fighting me, good thing we were there. Good thing you suggested for us to go there, and Richard was there as well. And they tried to go around it, but that's how the drama came about, because we were going to fight for it, right? And then all of a sudden, it was official. Okay, Donaire Moloney fighting. We even had a face-off in the WBC convention to make this fight happen. And then along the way, fast forward a little bit, they were saying that they were already negotiating with us.
Yes, in December. That was by like Sloth Boxing or something. It was like I swear it was like Sloth Boxing was the channel that reported it. Jason had done an interview and they said that we were in negotiations and we weren't.
Yes.
So that's why I just continue.
So after that, when they were saying negotiation, this, we've never heard anything from anybody. So at least not from their team or Top Rank. And so I had to make it clear, to make the statement that, hey, I am not relinquishing my title or my spot in the WBC to fight for the vacant title that Inoue vacated. And then when he vacated, that's when they made a mandatory time limit to negotiate for the fight.
Yes. That time limit was February 17th. It was put for February 17th. So we were, we were waiting for it and stuff like that. And, I think February, when we got ordered, it was like a Sunday, right? And then so we kept coming up here. I was like, it's Monday, my phone hasn't rang. It's Tuesday, phone hasn't rang.
Right.
But then we understood like the better be a fight in yard, like Top Rank had to go deal with that. So we're like being patient. We didn't have to wait long, right? Like it was only literally like a week.
Something like that. But
a week and a half. But literally, like through all this mess, we're hearing that, they're really not gonna fight you. I'm like, what do you mean?
Right.
And
I mean, it was in the people were rumors were going around, that, oh, hey, he has another option, which is the WBO, which he was ranked number 1 as well. Right.
Yeah, but the BO convention was before the BC convention. So why play
the BC one, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like I did, I had options, I guess, try to create options. And I guess that's what they were trying to do, is just create options in the first place. If it's not with me, it's somebody else. It's just trying to keep it all open. I guess that's what they wanted to do. What?
I'm just irritated. Listen, there's this fake narrative going out. Shout out to Rick Glaser, who, wants to throw PBC under the bus for not making fights.
And apparently they don't make fights here either. So
everyone does it. Okay. So I'm not going to say I'm not going to stamp or approve or confirm nor deny, PBC has their fights in house. But so does goddamn Top Rank.
Everybody does.
I guess I should say their preference is to have an in-house fight instead of an outside fight.
I mean, like our conversation in the past, it was always about having control and having the say to the promotion, to the fighters. Because if they were trying to fight other people and that belt goes away, guess what? That's going to go where the promotion is.
Where's Ramirez going?
I don't know, but he was saying something about...
Is he going the BO route?
What Bob orders? That's what everybody's saying.
It's starting to seem like that.
I never knew that term until like a couple of days ago or last week.
Where's Carl?
Yeah, and now it seems that way, right? I think that all the Top Rank guys are going to the WBO route.
I mean, this is one of those days that I wish we could drink during the day. It's so you understand how nerve-wracking this has been. I mean, Hood champion boxing. He shouldn't. Who are we talking about? Are we talking about Ramirez?
Yeah, talking about Ramirez.
Oh, we're not. I mean, we're not talking about Ramirez per se. We're just
talking about the fights that
how Top Rank moved Ramirez outside of that. Tio moved themselves out of that. And yet it's freaking Al Heyman's fault.
Well, from other people's
perspective, it's Al's fault, right? So whose fault is this one? Can we just can we keep it 100? Can we?
Well, that's what we were talking on Sunday, right? Right. We were talking about accountability, right? And so who is accountable for this? Well, of course, the one that made the decision, which is Top Rank, and the thing is, it's not just Top Rank. It's a lot of the promotion, because of the fact that they do want to have that control over fighters and belts. Right?
I just feel like if they knew already, okay, so they went to the BO, they went to the BC, then, there was that fake narrative that we were in conversation. At the moment that you already decided in your head, I feel like they knew that they were going to go the BO route. I don't think that there was ever going to be a conversation, because we never had a conversation.
We never had a conversation, although they kept stating that there was a conversation, which was really not happening because we've never heard it. I mean, there's only two people that really deals with this is Richard Schaefer and Rachel Donaire. That's it. And we haven't heard anything from them. So we knew, there was rumors that they were taking the other way around. And so...
But why didn't they just vacate the position earlier?
Exactly. That was exactly my point. It's why try to pull the strings when there's really nothing there? And it's just, I guess you can say, yeah, it's just messed up. What?
I need a mimosa. This is literally what we deal with. Like it's crap. It's legit. For me, it's crap because listen, he's patient because he's not on the phone calls. People aren't calling him. People are not, telling him what's going on. I tell him, but come on, dude. Like there comes a point where how do you establish your legacy? Like, you know what I mean? Like that's all we're trying to do is
And I
establish
think,
legacy.
and I think because of all this perfect record, everybody want to get perfect record and blah blah blah, or losing will let you disappear. I mean, I've lost numerous times. I'm still fighting for the damn title, right? Because I put myself in a position because I created that name. Now, when you start to create that name, guess what? You have a lot of say to the fight. You know what I'm saying? To making the fight. So for me,
Trill. Hold on. Trill. No. Okay. We're going to dance real quickly and then we're going to talk to you.
yeah. Hey. Hey. My brother, thank you, bro. Appreciate you,
Trill
man.
Boxing. Make sure you guys go like and subscribe to his channel.
Salute, champ and queen. So you and Moloney still hasn't reached out. Well, a purse bid be ordered. They thought they get the belts through a con.
So Trill, no, they did. They pulled out of their position.
Yes, they top rank have reached out to or sent a letter to the WBC
vacating their
position that they will not be fighting for the WBC belt. They will be going on a different route.
So there is no, so just to be clear, Trill, we're not talking to Moloney anymore because it has been confirmed, solidified by the WBC that Top Rank had withdrawn their position and will not be fighting us.
Kenneth Johnson said, wow, this stuff is crazy. I don't know how y'all stay patient during all of this.
Do I look patient?
She's not patient. I'm patient.
My hands are sweaty. I wish this was Sex and Boxing, so it was a nighttime show. I'm so, Hood Champion said you're high risk.
Yeah, man. He knew it was a high risk too, but I went and fought him in the first place, right? Twice. There's a lot of high risk. If you want to go and create something of yourself, this is why for me, when even though I lose, I still am on the title contention, is because I make those risks. I created that moment for me where, you know what, this guy is willing to fight. This guy got it. And I think a lot of fighters should do that, because if they worry about their fight, losing the fight and all of that stuff, guess what? You're not going to go anywhere else. Like with me, yes, I lost fights. Yes, this and this and that, but I'm still here. If you're going to be scared of losing, to lose your position or to your position in boxing, guess what? You're never going to go anywhere else. You got to make that risk. I mean, everybody, every successful man, women, athletes, when they take that risk, they know that they become legendary, or they will get to that level at least.
Brock is asking where you are on. Sorry, I saw Trill's thing on weight.
Right now I am I would say about 135, 133 maybe. So I'm pretty good. I've been working with the guys from Philly or Jersey, the Price brothers. So I've been working with them, helping them out for the next fight and stuff like that.
So Trill said, wow, the Moloney brothers Cornelius. And then he said all that BS type. See, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm pissed.
Yeah.
That's why I'm pissed. And we'll get to why I'm pissed after we
even Cece was, huh?
What?
Hey.
Oh, Jackie,
Jackie, thank you always. Thank you. Yeah, you calm her down a little bit. So I appreciate you and all the love you've shown us every time, man. Thank you. Remember when Trill and Cece was talking about why they hugging, blah blah blah, this and that. Cece was all up in it too.
Well, so
now she can talk about it. Like, see, I told you all that hugging, all that bullshit, and all that.
No, but maybe that's why the fight's not going through. Cece is because he was sizing up Nonito, and he's like,
damn, this dude is kind of big.
I'm out. Maybe that's why. Stormy B said, "You fat."
Dungeon Talk with Doom. Thanks for coming out here, bro. Appreciate you, man. You know, we just state the facts, and Wednesday is really the
It's War
time
Wednesday.
our emotion we won't hold to it. You know, we will just stick to what we feel and speak on that. But yeah, I'm very, very, very calm. I'm a very, very calm person.
I
But
was
for
really,
her,
see, okay, so here's the thing. First of all,
you need a mimosa. You
I
need
need a
some kind of
mimosa.
drink, a tequila, perhaps. Oh, you might go into a rage with tequila. So let's not do that.
No, like it's literally for me, like I said, like okay, the BC was like a fun high and low and really like, just something that we have never never experienced. So most of the ratings and requests are always done through email, right?
Yeah.
So this was fun, right? For us to go to the WBC. And then meet Jason, meet his team, and they were all cool.
Yeah.
But
well, calm yourself down. Let's go for a dance.
Trill needs to
Yeah.
drop me some money for champagne.
Yeah,
is
for
what he needs to
champagne.
do.
A shot. Hey, hey.
Thank you, Trill.
So, what's the next move? Will
Get
you
another shot?
fight? Will you get another shot at a WBC? Yes. So I don't relinquish that belt. I'm actually fighting for that belt now. Moloney is moving on to another path.
Yeah, so
another
he
organization.
still gets the title shot because he didn't relinquish his
Right.
opportunity. Jason relinquished his
So
opportunity.
they're looking for the next guy in line for me that the WBC will what do you call that? Will allow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know, yeah, this is the rain dance, man. The rain dance. I mean, for her, just let it out. Just let it out.
It's just irritating.
Go ahead and
like,
vent. Just
why
talk.
why not just like once you know that, hey, I'm gonna go with this girlfriend and not you. Like, why can't we just tell people so then we don't waste time?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I want you. It'll be like what's his name from
Rush Hour.
No, the Bruce Lee one, or what is it called? Hey.
Shout out to CC React. Make sure you guys go get
I'm always right.
Yeah, but CC kind of like it I wouldn't say it worked in our favor, but we were thinking like he was feeling enough, to be like, okay, I got him. But this actually turned around and smashed us in the face because he was like, nah, this fool's solid. Find me another opponent real quick. Hurry.
I mean, man.
Shout out to Drew.
Yeah. Hey, Drew, what's up, bro? Hey, make it rain. Appreciate you, brother. Yeah, man. I mean, for her, she's pissed off. I think Cece's laughing her ass off.
She is. I can't wait to hear what Cece's gonna say about this.
I mean, yeah, man. But you should see her this morning, though. She was all livid. She was really mad. And I was just like, ooh, I'll take the kids to school.
It's just, and here's the thing is that, like, it's not like I'm getting a call at like 9 a.m. It's 9:23 here. I'm getting a call at like 5, 6. So like to wake up to these text messages and calls, you're like, that sets your whole damn day.
Well, like Trill said, right? At least I get to fight for the belt. Yes, I get to fight for the belt. But, I think for me, though, it's just more of like, it's bad look for boxing.
It is a bad look. That's why
it's like, it's okay to just back out.
See, and the thing is that I kept wanting to put on Twitter like a coded message, right? But I was like, just still crossing my fingers. I was going to put, Nonito is the golden goose, and we're playing this children's game called Blank Blank Goose. Guess what undercard it is?
Just put.
Who undercard?
Yeah, Jose Tio,
Bud, Moloney,
everybody.
And they're all from Top Rank.
Well, yeah, that's yeah. But
they're all from Top Rank.
Yeah, yeah. That's all I'm saying. Like, it's bad for boxing, man. Fighters and up and comers are probably gonna be like, you know what? I'm gonna back out because it's too much risk.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to Rapstar Raw Boxing, and I saw BFTB's all up in here too. He's funny. I love watching him.
It's like, nah, fuck that motherfucker.
No, Nito can't do it for very long. He's Mr. Happy.
I'm a happy dude.
That's
That's
because
it.
you ain't getting the phone calls.
I know.
No
I'm
one
just
calling
saying,
you,
man.
waking you up,
I'm just saying.
waking you up with crappy news. Shoot, I need champagne.
Yeah, you do. Hey, hey, hey. Shout out to my boy making this.
Yes, if for any of you guys who are just new here, that beat is my 9-year-old son's beat. And I think he's gonna be doing some other channels openings soon. Dre
Big shout out for
Finest.
Dre Finest, my champ, Nonito at Nonito. I have been watching from way back. He doesn't turn down nothing but his color. Can you dig it? Salute, my brother. Thank you, man. No, like that's just how I am. I'm very, very old school. I fight everybody, man. And I wish everybody has that because look, if you're gonna be fearful to lose the fight, guess what? You're not gonna go anywhere else. The legacy that you talk about is really nothing. I mean, for me, no one is ever gonna say anything about me. You know, they're never gonna say anything about me in terms of like, oh, he never fight anybody, or his training was fishy, or all that stuff. Because for me, I'm out there. I did the drug testing 24/7, all of that. There was no question of me and my personal character.
Hey T Orlando, I see you in the chats. What do y'all think about Serrano Bumgartner? Well, we're gonna do a fight breakdown on Friday or Saturday. I haven't decided if we're gonna do it Saturday because my little one wants to join and he wants to break down fights. So we might do it on Saturday. But I'm not gonna say like that Erica Cruz has a large chance. I just think my only thing right now that I'm gonna say is Erica Cruz is irritating. She's awkward. So
Yeah, she is. But we saw her from Jelina's perspective though, and
she leads
and
with
Serrano
her head.
and Serrano is I think there might be a head clash in that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But we're gonna leave that.
Well, we'll talk about that more.
Until for Jay, because I promised him that he's been looking for it. He's like, when's the next breakdown fight? And I was like, okay, like so, yeah. Still.
Are you feeling better?
No. No.
You know, it's crazy to me, man. I mean,
but is this what boxing is supposed to be?
Boxing has lost its character, I guess.
I've been saying that like it's a dirty business and it fills you with disappointments. And I even said at the beginning of this year, I'm like, screw this crap. I'm not going to plan to go to a fight until 2 weeks before, because even that's iffy right now in the landscape of boxing. We keep getting bait switched, to watch fights. Fights
is it like the YouTube now where they like try to click you?
Yeah, this is a clickbait. All of this crap is clickbait, and everyone's
that's the crazy
how many
thing,
people
right?
were excited for this? Like they're
right.
Like,
Well, the
let's
thing
go.
was again
Australia
in the
people
WBC,
are coming, mess.
right. Australian people,
Carl. Where's Carl?
yeah.
Carl's from Australia. Carl, was he the crocodile hunter or whatever? I'm like looking for Carl now.
Yeah, brother.
Ask him why. He said he was gonna knock on Moloney's door and ask him what the hell.
That's what he's gonna do, and then he's gonna, get a herd of spiders towards his ways. No, what we're just saying is it's very disappointing because we did the face off. We
still stuck on you face off.
Look, if I'm to do a face off with somebody and I say I'm gonna fight somebody, I'm gonna make that happen. That's just how I am.
Calm down.
No, I'm calm. I'm just saying.
Hustleman said Moloney wants an easy fight to finally become a world champion after 2 or 3 that fell short of getting a belt. But okay, I have a question after we do T Orlando's Make It Rain. They're just trying to make me smile.
Hey.
T Orlando with a super chat. Keep the rain train going. Shout out to the chat. Thank you so much. Good morning, Wednesday.
Clickbait.
Yes, he said clickbait. So here's my problem with that. Does it feel good to say I took the easier route?
Well, that's the question, right? In terms of legacy and all that stuff, for me, I've never doubted anything where I'm going when it comes down to it. For me, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make this happen. and I've never really been in that point where I ever doubted myself about what decision I make, regardless
But
if
you face champion after champion
Yes.
after champion. So, like, I feel like we're talking to a different breed of people, but shout out to BFTV Boxing.
hey, hey, hey. Make it rain, champ. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you. Man, make it motherfucking
I'm
rain.
about to go buy a bottle real quick. Transfer. Oh, you guys, Ferrari, Caesar said Moloney needs transparency.
I mean, look, the kid is a nice kid, okay?
He's not that young. He's like 32.
Okay. He's a nice guy. He's a nice guy, but nice guys have to sometimes speak their words. Like for me, I always, I'm a nice guy
Do
when
you
it comes
think
down
he
to it.
wanted to face you? Whose fault do you think this is? Whose direction?
Well, if I have to look at the business and everything else, I would say, you know what? If they're fighting me, Top Rank has to put more money into it. If they go in a different route, it might be easier. He might have a chance to get a title, and he might have to pay lesser. So, I would say, I mean,
So you don't think this is any of Jason's like?
I don't think so, man. He's a nice guy, and I feel that he just needs to speak like I am. If I want to get the fight going, guess what? I was like, hey, Rach, give me this fight, right? When I said, give me the Inoue fight, y'all got me that fight, right? I said, I want that fight. I want this fight. You guys went because I spoke of it.
Yeah.
But kids these days, or fighters these days, they just let the
They
manager
just allow it to go.
and promoters to just and that's the bad thing is people are going to talk shit about you because of that.
BFTV said you're one of those fighters that's just different. You don't belong in this era.
Yeah, man, I'm very, very old school.
I think it's a dying breed. Like, I think our generation is a dying breed. Anyone that's younger
even the
than
previous
us.
ones, because of that too. I mean, they fought everybody.
Yeah.
Nowadays it's just different, and
Yeah, undercard boxing said elevate Nonito to full champ.
yeah, just the email, just email me the belt. God damn it.
Rapstar said duck.
Quack.
That's why I said rap. I've been saying the last couple days we're playing.
Well, this is what my son's favorite song. 5 little duck went out one day over the hills and far away. Mama duck said quack quack quack, and only 4 little ducks came back. What happened to the other one? So do we name the ducks?
I said we were playing Duck Goose.
Oh, is that what you said?
That's what I was saying.
Yeah, man.
Rock Howard said we top rank doesn't like that matchup. We like when the little one joins the chat. Thanks, T. Orlando. Yeah, we'll get him in here.
Yeah.
Here we go. Undercard boxing. I'm literally gonna get a bottle.
Yeah. Hey. Do you see that left, right? You know what I'm saying?
Up, down.
So does this fight go to purse bid, or both fighters have to agree first?
No.
So there is no more purse bid because now it's my choice now when it comes down to it, because he relinquished his position. So Richard and the WBC have to come up with a fighter on the WBC lineup that they will allow me to fight, right?
Yeah. So just to be clear, undercard boxing, there is no Jason Moloney.
Yeah. So Moloney and Top Rank had gone to a different route.
Yeah. The FTB said, "I'm a flame that dude." It's just funny when he says stuff because he's so passionate.
Yeah.
And it's fun. So I can't wait for that one.
Man.
Oh God, guys.
It's funny to me, and I'm laughing because when it comes down to it, I just don't understand it, man. When I say I'm gonna fight somebody, when my name is put in with somebody, I don't go. I'm like, you know what, even when if they tell me, hey, are you sure you want to fight this guy? Because this guy, they call him the monster, blah blah blah. I'm like, hell yeah, this is what I'm all about.
Yep.
This is me and testing what I'm capable of still.
Because I thought that's what the whole point of boxing was, but I guess not anymore. Undercard Boxing said, I heard WBA route. It's not the WBA route. It's the WBO. He's the
so
number one in the WBO.
and everybody, I just learned this last week. It's what Bob orders. The WBO stands for. So it's what that we're saying, right?
Yeah, we learned it
It's-
on
it-
someone else's
yeah, I'm
channel.
like,
They're like, how did
whoa.
you never? I think Smoke was the one. Was it Smoke in New Country? And they
Yeah,
were
one of
like-
them said it.
they're
One
like,
of them
how
said
did you
it.
never hear this? I was like,
Yeah.
never heard it.
Yeah, so
Never heard of
it's never heard of it. Yeah, man, it's crazy to me, man, because I mean, I just never backed out on any fight. You know what I'm saying?
If you were okay, so clone yourself, and so here's where I have patience with it, right? Because if I was Moloney's manager, I'd say stay clear of you too. In all honesty, because so it's a catch-22, right? So I go fight you and I get my ass knocked out, my face rearranged, and then I'm done, right? But at the same time, you're losing to Nonito Donaire, right?
Yeah.
If he goes the BO route, or not if,
Well,
when
he's
he
already
goes
in.
the BO route, and I don't know who he's fighting there, let's just say he pulls a bad card and he loses to nobody.
Then he's stock
Then you're done.
dries up, man.
right?
He's like done. you
Yeah.
know? Yeah. So yeah, no. I think it was Hustleman that said, "I'm still going for the undisputed. That's my goal. That's the only thing that I have not accomplished in boxing. I fight of the year, knockout of the year, and all the other stuff. Even nice guy of the year, right?
Nice guy.
Yeah. So undisputed is the one thing that I will definitely go for. That's my goal. That's what gets me all of this, excitement being
Yeah.
in the gym.
BFTV Boxing says losing to Nonito is better than being some bum ass dude. I agree.
100%. I mean, look, listen. Okay, my losing the way I did with Inoue, my stock is still up, right? So to me, if
no one wants to fight you.
that's the crazy thing, it's like the way I came down the last fight, I thought everybody would be lined up to try to take my name.
Nope.
Yeah, I feel like I'm the boogeyman now. Say my name 3 times. Say my name 3 times.
That's Candyman.
So what? One of them.
Hold on, I'm gonna.
Monza.com makes scans
great
again.
oh,
You know what?
right
I'm not gonna
there.
say again.
Here, sorry. I just wanted to pin the thing on the chat so then I don't have to keep posting it. Pin message. There we go. All right. So now I don't have to keep putting the StreamYard link there. All right. Sorry, guys. Rapstar said he has Mauricio Suleiman on speed dial. I like to see who is next. Who's here? Upper Echelon.
What's up, man? Welcome.
What's going on?
Irritated today.
She's mad. She's very, very
Hello?
angry.
Yeah. We can hear you. Can you hear us?
Okay, thank you. Yes, sir. All right, how y'all doing, man? I told y'all Moloney wasn't gonna fight y'all. I told y'all, man. I told y'all straight up, Moloney was not gonna fight y'all, man.
You know what? I was very hopeful, bro. I was very, very hopeful that, as a fighter, for me, I would never let that go, especially fighting
You
for
gotta
the title.
realize,
I want to do
fighters
that.
are built. You got built fighters, and you have. Hold on, I'm in the hospital. Hold on, I'm gonna cut my camera back off. Hold on.
Get with it, brother.
All right, but yeah, you gotta realize there's built fighters and there's fighters that they're made, and like you are a high risk, low reward fight because Moloney trying to get in that position right there. You've already been there, so you already got the stocks and the accolades that make it there. So your name is gonna stand regardless. You know the Titan, the the Gladiator, like. That's the Nonito Donaire. Like he's a Hall of Famer in itself right now. Like your career cannot be questioned, and the fact that you lost the NOA twice, that still shows that at an advanced age you still are fighting the best. People ain't talking about Pacquiao sitting there fighting the best at an advanced age. Yeah, you lose, but it was competitive losses, and like I said, NOA fighting Donaire 5 years ago, he gets washed. Like I remember the first fight against y'all, first fight, like when you came back, you felt this power, you weathered this power, you went through, and you took him to the brink. He's never had nothing like that. And I seen if it probably would have went another round, honestly, in my honest opinion, as a former fighter and as a man, I think he would have folded. Because I see
Yeah,
it when he went to the round 11 when he went into the corner, you can see it was just like your tenacity was working down on him. Like another
right.
round or two, he would have just went ahead and you could have stopped him. You could have stopped him.
Yeah.
See, that's what when they had the 15 round fights, that pushed the person to the limit. But when I seen that fight right there, I just knew. I said, okay, the rematch, Nito's about to get him now. He's felt this power. He's about to do all this right here.
And the
But
thing, bro, the thing is, I just don't understand. You get this opportunity. You're fighting for a belt against somebody who,
it's a
against
big name.
me, right? And for him to just kind of like not even fight for it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But that's like Canelo has a chance to be undisputed if he go fight Demetrius Andrade. And you see
yeah,
Canelo denied that. He said he didn't want that. You remember he went up another weight class instead of fighting Demetrius Andrade to be undisputed.
yeah.
Some people are not going to take a fight when they know they can't win that fight. Like that man knows that he has his stock where
And
he is. Huh?
if for me, even if they gave me a 1% shot to win a fight, man,
You
that's
know,
that's
it's
exciting.
it's it's, it's
That's
different type of
exciting for
people.
me. The
It's
mentality
different
that I have
people.
is like I'm crazy like that.
But see, that's the problem. It's different people in this world. Like me, if you tell me you can beat me, I got to see it, bro. You got to show me because I feel like ain't nobody beat my ass, man. And that's the way you are. Like some people are fighters by nature. Some people
Yeah,
do this because this is what they love, and some people do this as a job. You feel what I'm saying? You
right.
got people that work in boxing. Then you got people that love boxing. You got people like Earl Spence. They love this shit. You feel what I'm saying? You got people
Yeah,
like Crawford and Canelo. They work because they're being crafty. They're trying to instead of trying to fight everybody, they're trying to line it up. They trying to pick and choose who they want to turn up against. And
yeah.
if you have to pick and choose who you want to be violent with, then
Man, listen,
you're not a real
listen, man.
fighter.
This is it don't have to be that complicated, is what I'm saying, man.
Oh
As a
no, it don't
fighter,
have to be.
right?
But
I
I
don't
know that.
understand it. Like, for me, I don't understand it because for me, it's like I don't need to make it that complicated. If somebody tells me, "Are you going to fight this?" I'm like 100%. I don't care who said something. I don't care if they said that, "Hey, this guy's kind of tough." I'm like, and I
Some
believe
people
in my
know. Okay, but some people know their own limits. Like some people not about to sit there and walk into an ass whooping. I'm sorry. Man, that's just it. Some people just not about to walk into an ass whooping. They just not. Hold on 1 second.
yeah. So yeah, man. So
Hello.
rap is gonna go out there and hold on a minute.
Huh?
Yeah, Rap is gonna go out there and ask Mauricio to see what the plans are, because they talk to each other. So, but I just don't understand all that stuff, man. Like again, boxing is not complicated. It's just putting your hands, fighting, and all of that stuff. That's all there is to it. I don't understand what the whole thing when it comes down to fighting. Like for me, if he's fighting me, he's definitely gonna get paid more than he's ever gotten paid, you know, because I have that big name and if they went to the purse bid or whatever, he would get a big chunk of that too, because it'll be a 50-50. But, I don't know what they had
Okay, I'm back.
done,
But
you know.
but you gotta realize like this. He feel like okay, you're near the end of your career.
Yeah,
Okay, if he beats you, then yeah, he'll be the man. But he knows your experience. He's seen what you've been in, and he doesn't have what it takes to stop you. He knows that. So he knows if he gets in the ring with you, all that's going to do is put his stock down. That's why I told
yeah,
you and Rachel in the beginning, Mahoney's not going to fight y'all. I told you that from the beginning. You got to look at it like not everybody has your morals and values in your system. Not everybody would do what you would do. Like just because you would fight everybody, that's not the way the system is. That's not the way people are. And I told
yeah,
y'all
I
straight from
understand.
the get-go, I seen this. Like that man's not about to sit there and risk his ranking and a chance for him to get a belt for the low. Like getting a belt on some sneaky stuff, basically. On trying to buy a sneaky buy. I mean, on trying to buy a belt. Basically, they not about to risk it on fighting for it.
They pretty much wanted that. I mean, in the WBC convention, they tried to go around us when we already agreed that we will be fighting for the belt. That's why I didn't go and try to fight for the number one spot, because we were supposed to fight for the belt when it was vacated. But they try to go around and try to get, I guess, what you call an email champ without fighting for the belt, just to be given.
Exactly. And I told y'all that's what they was gonna do. I've already seen what people do. I see how they do it.
Look, even my sandwich is sad. It was supposed to be a grilled cheese sandwich, and it's not. It's
You
like,
can't,
nope.
you can't put a grilled cheese sandwich without cooking it.
I tried to put it in the air fryer.
Why would you do that?
I don't know.
You got to go with the high
Hey,
temperature.
that air fryer will do it won't grill the cheese, but it depends on what kind of cheese you do. I like to use a piece of that block cheddar.
You know what? In the radio station this morning when I was dropping off the kids, they were saying that all these food, the bread had like hair ingredients in there or some shit like that.
That's why people getting sick nowadays, because the food that we eat now, like they have like the vegetables that you eat, like they don't have to spray for chemicals on the vegetables, because now they genetically modified the vegetables, so it
Yeah,
has
and then the
toxins.
cheddar cheese
It
too.
has
Yeah, cheddar
toxins
cheese in there.
in it.
Why is it y'all got to talk about this when I'm eating this right now?
Yeah,
Y'all fucked up.
but
Yeah,
yeah,
like if you fast for 3 days, if you fast your body for at least 3 days, you'll see you'll be much stronger than you are once you eat for 3 days, because your body is getting rid of all the poison that you done ate in your food, like all the food that we
yeah.
eat.
I get done. For me, I fast every week unless my weight comes down really, really dramatically. Then I'll eat again and stop fasting. But every week I do at least 3 days of fasting.
Well, there's no
Yeah,
hair in
and you know you're most strongest when you're fasting. Have you noticed that have you noticed that your mind gets more clear and that you
It's
feel
clear, but my
stronger?
body is like I don't have soreness anymore. I don't have any
You know
achy
why?
joint. I don't have none of that stuff.
Because all the poisons that you put in your body is gone. Like the vegetables that we eat, it also makes we have insecticide in our stomach from the vegetables that we eat, because it's genetically modified. Like that's why people always want all natural foods. But yeah, they put insecticides in our bodies and stuff. They put these GMOs, all that stuff right there. That's why
She's all,
people are trying.
hey, you're gonna make her mad because she's eating this stuff
The
to
one time
try to make her. She's trying to make
I
herself
barely
feel
even
better.
eat.
She's trying to make herself feel
But you
better
know
because of
what?
all this news.
You know what? The insecticides get killed in alcohol, so I get some champagne.
Yeah, you get some
and
more.
then I'll be okay.
Hey, BFTV said he can't fast. He said he can't fast. You know.
He likes food too much.
Yeah, I love food too, man. Like that's what I'm saying. I grew up without food, you know. So for me, food before we met, I mean, I would eat myself to the point where I feel like I was gonna explode.
Yeah, he would go from one.
Shout out to my boy BFTV boxing, boy. Hey, boy, that man got
There
the
you
hardest
go.
intro. He got the hardest intro, man. Look, before I came to the hospital, I was working out to his intro. I looped it like it was like 30 times, because the part of the intro that I like is like 2 minutes and like 13 seconds. So I looped it like 30 times. It's like an hour and 20-minute loop, right?
Damn.
That
And he knows 2 minutes and 13 seconds.
yeah. As soon as I got it right there on Wild to be like, it's time. And then it got the feeling high, feeling low. It just pumped me up. But yeah,
Oh man,
they
yeah.
still in my blood in this hospital though.
Oh
See,
yeah. How you
yeah,
doing, man?
I'm all right, but see, I'm B negative, right? So since I'm B negative, like I got rare blood. Like my blood is like, I think they say it's like one out of.
Oh,
I mean, they can look it up, but like, I'm B negative. It's like only like 2% of the population got my blood type, but
wow.
yeah, they keep finding ways to stick me. But I came in here from blood loss when I had a rupture in my leg.
Oh man.
But now they had to give me O negative in the transfusion twice. But now they taking that shit back every day. They just keep taking the blood back. They just keep coming through taking it. I said, well, damn, y'all taking my blood now.
Get better,
But got
bro.
to
They're
get my
trying to clone you,
hemoglobin
bro.
over
They're
70.
trying to clone you.
Right.
Yeah, they trying to get me, man. But it's okay, bro, because I'm trying to get off the grid. I was trying to get off the grid anyway, though, man. But like I said, like we was talking about the dude, though. You got certain people that's not gonna fight. But I told you once before, Maloney, he has nothing to gain by
Yeah.
fighting.
Man, that's the
He's living
thing,
for the
man.
now. He's living for the now. He's living for the now. And I think you probably stop him in like 6, 7 rounds. And he knows that. And
He's
see,
about to go off grid. Once
huh?
you hear, he's about. I think Maloney's about to go off the grid as soon as freaking he sees what's going on. Like I think everyone's gonna be coming for him and be like, "Are you serious?" Like everybody was looking to this fight. What the hell? Why'd you duck? Like I think everyone's
Yeah.
gonna come for him now. He's about to turn off his Twitter.
That's why I said
Oh
I
no,
see
man.
fighting somebody. That's why I said I see y'all fighting somebody like Antonio Russell or the guy he just lost to Emmanuel
Yeah,
Emmanuel. That's why I
Rodriguez.
said the next two fights I see for you is one of those right there, because you and Emmanuel, that'd be a great fight, or you and Russell
That'd be
be
a
a great
great
fight.
fight.
I
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah,
What is I got to see what Russell's ranking is in the BC if he's even ranked. Because sometimes, they might be ranked in. Like for example, Takuma Inoue is not ranked in the BC. He's ranked in the BA.
Yeah.
So like you have to see like all that stuff. But we have a Dancy.
Dancy, dancy.
No,
Yeah. Hey, hey. There it
it's
is.
new country.
New
Oh
country.
my God. Good.
What's good, Rachel and Nonito? Working but tuned in. So what's the deal with the Maloney fight? Are they stalling? What do you think on Russian ban? Well, first, the Maloney is not happening because they have Top Rank had sent a letter to the WBC that they are relinquishing their position to fight me. So they are going to a different route other than fighting me. And then what I think about the sanctioning Russian ban, I think it's a horrible thing because we put our lives and all of that stuff in training and all of that. We take that time to do it. It's not our decision that my country wanted or his country wanted to go to war, but my own personal opinion when it comes down to it that I think the fighters should fight and should not be put in that in that light where they're the bad guys just because the country is attacking another country,
Mm.
right?
Yeah, all the sanctioning bodies did it though. I think WBA
Well,
did
he
too.
changed it. At first,
Did he?
no, I don't think so. Never mind. But we did talk about that
Polly.
with Polly, and Polly stated that you know what they shouldn't be blamed about it because they're fighters. They're not the one in a government making the decision to go to war.
Yeah, it's hard when it comes to that. I remember Polly had went up there with Jake Paul and was saying about the whole thing. So
Yeah, Kamal Oz was saying it's the Russian Belarus ban is bullshit and discrimination. I 100% believe that. You know, it's just putting them just because they're Russian or Belarusian or whatever. That
Belarusian. I
that
don't understand. Like, don't ask me about like what part
did
Belarusian is.
Bivol ever get paid for the Canelo fight? Because remember they held Bivol money after the Canelo fight. Remember?
they did, but I'm pretty sure he got it because he's staying in California now, right?
Yeah, but
Um,
I isn't like the question like one of them is it better BF and Ball that they're arguing about, and
So
one
Better
is like
Be
Canadian.
is Canadian, Russia from Canada, right? Or some shit like that, or he's
that's
staying in
better
Canada.
BF. I think better BF is better BF is the Canadian Russian.
Yeah,
Bivol, I forgot what he was, but I remember like it had
he
been
was
like
Russian.
9 months.
He was
Yeah, I
he
know
was
it
born in
had
Russia, but he grew up in like Kazakhstan or something like that,
Yeah.
right?
yeah, it had been 9 months, and he still hadn't got paid.
Yeah, no, he said he got paid. People saying he got paid, and because he fought too, so he most likely got paid. But man, it's messed up because again, I do believe that fighters we don't give a shit about too much about the politics. I mean, aside from when you're done fighting like the Klitschko's and stuff like that, they got into the politics and stuff. But fighters are fighters. We don't really get into politics too much, unless you're the Klitschko or Manny Pacquiao.
Manny's not in politics anymore.
Well, he was for like the very longest time. So
For the longest time.
Are you getting happy now?
Oh. I ate something, even though y'all
I haven't
said that
eaten
there might
nothing,
be some
so
hair in my bread.
yeah, it was
I still
hair
enjoyed
and
it.
yeah. Your grilled cheese.
My grilled cheese that was cold.
Man. It's crazy to me, man. I'm still back into that whole thing. I mean, I'm always open to fight anybody. That's just how I am.
I wonder,
Oh yeah,
like,
bro. I was looking at y'all he's number 10 in the WBO. Antonio Russell is. He's number 10 in WBO. I mean, WBC.
Okay.
He's number 10. They got Soron Vasai up there with you. He's number
but that's
3.
the guy that lost to Jason.
He lost to Jason
and
Moloney.
He fought a guy 5 fights ago that was 0-1-0,
Yeah.
and 6 fights ago it was a debut fighter.
Wow, that ain't nobody that y'all really want to fight, because it like fighting people like that. That's what I be talking about when the best don't fight the best. That's why I say people get stagnant. That's why I say why Crawford won't be Spence, because he's not pushing himself. If you stay fighting somebody that's on the same level and you're not growing, then you're not going to be able to evolve into a better fighter, because you have to go against different styles and different masters of that style so you can master yourself. If you don't, then you're not going to get greater. Iron sharpens iron.
Exactly. So that's like you have to fight like high level competition, or someone that's near your level that's going to push you. But
that's why Spence don't.
But that guy, the wrong side guy, like that was my biggest peeve, or the way that when we were going in the BC, and I was thinking that someone from Wrong Besides camp was going to come up and say, hey, you can't push us out. But when they literally based it off of who you fought, the quality of opponent, and seeing literally on 4 fights ago, that's who he fought. Like, it was an easy petition, because I'm like, man, if you want Nonito to go fight some guys at 0-1-0 and a debut fighter, we'll go rack up 10 of those in a month. And then we'll come back. Is that what you guys want us to do?
Isn't Emmanuel Rodriguez number 1 in the IBF or something like that?
Astrolabio was number 1.
Astrolabio is number 1.
Oh, I got all of the I got the 118s pulled up, but it's the WBA, the number 1 spot. The WBA is vacant.
Right.
WBA.
Ain't nobody number 1 in the WBA.
That's Inue's brother's number 2, I think. Takuma.
Yeah, but why?
The WBA ain't no number 1 spot in the WBA. Jason Moloney. Jason Moloney, he's just got number 1 at the WBO right now.
Yep, he's number 1, and I think that's the route that they are gonna take.
And Vincent Astriolabio is number 1 for the IBF. Emmanuel Rodriguez number 2. Vincent Alastri. Now Jason Moloney might fight Vincent Alastriolabio, because he's number 2 for the WBO, and Emmanuel Rodriguez is number 3. And I see them on both of them. But Paul Butler's still down there too, though.
I think
he's in the BO, right?
Yeah, he's a WBO. Yeah.
I don't know what his rankings in the BO, because like I said, it was the IBF convention, then the BO, then the BC, then the BA.
Well, y'all got Paul Butler 13 in the WBC though, but in the WBC, all you got is Gaballo, Emmanuel Rodriguez, he number 5, Alessandro Barrios, Vincent Astriolabio, he's number 7. He's not gonna fight you. Lee McGregor, Pitch Switch, Gary Antonio Russell is number 10, and Paul Butler number 13. You might get Paul Butler, or Emmanuel Rodriguez might want that smoke, because or matter of fact, he might be coming for a title. He's not gonna fight y'all. I just thought about it. Anyway, he's about to vacate.
Like there's no hope right now.
No, because you want me to tell you what it is? Because if people that watch boxing, they already know what's about to go down. It's just like when they think Earl's about to leave the 147 division, that means belts are about to open up. and people are about to be able to get belts for easy instead of having to fight a champion for the belt. So you got
Crazy,
fighters
man.
like Emmanuel Rodriguez, you got Jason Maloney, you got Nonito Donaire, and just say you got Emmanuel Rodriguez. That's 4 fighters. That's 4 belts right there. So I'm not saying y'all like that, but that's 4 fighters that can go get a belt. That the sanctioned
Yeah.
bodies won't mind getting a belt. Then after they get belts, then that's when the hard fights start. So like when Earl Spence vacates, then you got Jerron Boots Ennis who's going for the IBF. You got
Mhm.
Virgil Ortiz Stanionis going for the WBA, and then you got
Mhm.
Ugas Thurman going for the WBC. You feel what I'm saying? And you
Yeah.
know, whatever Bob orders, he got his belt over there with Terrence Crawford. So,
Whatever Bob
but
orders.
He took the
yeah,
belt with him. So
so
that kind of.
that's why Stanionis didn't really want to fight Boots because
Mhm.
Stanionis already knew that hell he's the mandatory for Earl Spence. So why would I take such a tough fight whenever Spence vacate it's me? But you
Yeah.
know he seen Virgil was easier than Boots, but that's why Thurman ain't trying to fight Boots. That's why Thurman ain't trying to fight none of the other people because he knows he's in line for the belt. As soon as Earl Spence leaves, that's why he's fighting Earl Spence at 154. Because if Earl Spence beats him at 154, he still gets the title at 147 when Earl vacates. And if he beats Earl at 154, I'm not saying he will, but it's boxing. You know, it's boxing. Anything can happen. But if he
I just
does,
don't get it, man. I just
if
don't
he
get it,
Well,
bro.
no,
does,
Mauricio did say like between Spence and Thurman at 54, he doesn't even he said that it's too early to know, but
Spencer Washington.
no, but
I've
he was
seen
saying
I've seen
that no
Spence.
matter what happens, it's not going to affect their 47 status. So if what you're saying is correct, if he plays around with Spence at 54, even if he loses his 47,
He's still gonna be the champion when Earl vacates.
yeah, that's what I'm
That's the
saying.
deal that that's what him and Mauricio Suleiman. That's why Suleiman really couldn't say. But if you think about what it is, Keith has always been close with the WBC. Like he basically got stripped politely when he was ducking. Well, I'm not gonna say he was ducking when he had issues not fighting before. Remember when he couldn't fight Spence before and he had the injuries, and then Sean Porter and Danny Garcia got to fight for his belt and all that. See, so he did that silently without making a fuss. So WBC kind of owes Thurman. Plus, besides Earl Spence, Thurman is the next really biggest name. I mean, he's bigger than Crawford in selling, if you think about it. Like, who else have you seen in the 147 division that sells more than Thurman? I mean, you can't say nobody besides Earl Spence.
I do like Thurman.
I
I
mean,
just
but
like
I'm talking numbers now. Like, if
yeah.
anybody want to sit there and talk, I mean, Keith Thurman and Pacquiao, they did their numbers. You can say he was with Pacquiao, but hey, it was still Thurman because
Yeah.
Crawford had a few people on his thing. He still barely cracked 150 with the Sean Porter. So Thurman sells more than Crawford,
And
and
don't
Virgil
add
Ortiz,
all
he's
the
just now getting his name in, and Boots hasn't did a pay per view. So, like I said, the WBC, like these sanctioning bodies, they care about which champion is going to bring the most money that they can take 3% out of. And in y'all division, Nonito Donaire, I mean, he's a name. People going to come see Nonito Donaire. And, I mean, over these other guys. And they know you're going to fight whatever. And they know they get to tax you.
Man, I just don't get it, bro. I just
You
don't get
get
it
it.
when
You
it
just
comes
don't want to. You just don't want to
to
get it.
I get it. I get it, but it's just not in my head. If I'm ever put in a place where, oh, you should fight this guy.
upper echelon. Let's just put
Oh,
it this
he
way.
he dropped. He dropped.
Okay.
But
Well, basically, if it was you,
if it was me,
fighting a you,
if I was fighting me,
you would
fight me.
You would fight you. So that's why it's not easy for us to be like,
And
hey,
every time I hit myself, I'm gonna say, "Why you hitting yourself? Why you hitting yourself?"
No, like when we're doing these exercises, and I call them exercises because I feel like we're just exercising and we're not really freaking having a fight.
Are we exercising?
Exercising.
Not exercising.
The whole thing is the fact that like you have a different mentality.
I do have a different mentality.
Talking about this is really is something that's not in your your
I
sphere
don't
of
understand it. I
conversation.
mean, I
That's what I'm
understand it,
saying.
but I just don't understand it because if I'm put myself in that position, I just never say no to an opportunity.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I guess maybe when I because of the way I grew up, where I didn't really have anything, that every opportunity is given, I'm gonna take it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and
Yeah.
that's always been me as a person. Is just that just the littlest thing, man. If they allow me to give that opportunity to do something, I mean, when they said Inoue the first time, I said, let's go. You know,
Yeah.
when they said, and then I wanted it the second time, I wanted it for the third time. Shit, that's just how I am as a person. I want to go out there. Like if you fear for your life and you fear for losing and all this setback, guess what? You ain't gonna
You
go.
boxing.
Yeah,
You're probably in the wrong sport.
yeah, you're in the wrong sport. You shouldn't be in a damn boxing ring. So that's
but you
all.
still don't think this is Jason at all.
I mean, as a fighter, I think he's advisors and all of that stuff. Like the only reason is because I see myself, and I know I'm different from a lot of people. But just as a fighter, I mean, why would I want to go in a ring? If I want to be a boxer, why would I not go in a ring and all that stuff? Because I put years in training to be a professional fighter.
Mhm.
So that's why I don't think it's the fighters, the advisors that allows all of this decision to be made.
What do you think, upper echelon? Who was the moving hand on this?
Like I said, I told y'all before, like people don't want to lose. Like they done got it down to the fact where people feel like if you ain't got an O, then like people are scared to lose. And boxing fans have become fickle because they think once a fighter loses, then that means the fighter has lost its value. No.
Mhm.
If
Yeah.
you think about it from the past, you had people like Riddick Bowe, Holyfield, they lose and they fight each other again. Lennox Lewis, he loses, he get the rematch. That's when you see a person go against another person and he loses, and then he comes back and beats that person, you just seen a high level of skill mastery. This
Yeah.
man has just broke through his limits and mastered and made himself that much better to beat his adversary. Like people don't understand the magic of that right there. Like I think that's better than going undefeated is beating somebody that beats you. Like
Mhm.
that's magical right there because you pushed yourself, you made yourself break through what you had before to
Yeah.
become that much better.
Yeah. I think that's what makes fights exciting. But here, let's get this from Remy real quick.
Hey, 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 hey. Always great content. Thank you, Remy. I appreciate you, man. Thank you, brother. Yeah, no, it's we just always when whatever the situation or whatever information we got, we're gonna bring it out there, and especially pertaining to me, the fight, I'm gonna give it all that I got in terms of like her frustration about this fight. For me, I'm just gonna go on and move on to the next guy, whoever it may be.
You should
I
go
know.
whoop on Inaway little brother.
Well, that's what we were trying to make too, but I guess they wanna give them some
Nah, Big Brother told him, nah, you don't want that smoke. He said, no, leave that one alone.
No, we're he's gonna have to go get himself a belt, and then once he does, then we'll come after him. We're gonna
yeah.
like
And
Jason's not off
he
the
ain't
hook
gonna
at
do
all.
it. But
He's not gonna
Jason,
do it.
nah, his
Well,
brother probably let him know. You feel me? Because he ain't as good as his brother is.
no, not at all. Not
He's
at all.
not. He's nowhere near as good as his brother is. So they're not gonna get that shame right there in Japan. That's that shame. They're not about to get the shame and do that. They're gonna.
Shame.
Yeah, they're
Shame.
not gonna. They're not gonna do that one. But
No,
Maloney,
man.
Maloney. The only way you get Maloney is if you got about 2 belts.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if when he gets that belt, I don't know if they're willing to fight. That's the thing is, from what Top Rank is doing right now, I feel that it's something that they just want to keep it in house. They don't want to go and do the unification thing. I
It
mean,
don't matter what they want. If a fighter wants something, it'll happen. Period. If
well,
a
that's the
fighter
thing.
wants to fight somebody, you can't stop because you always got the Ali Act as well. So
Well,
if
that yeah doesn't really get to me because the promoter really usually, you know, um,
give you who you ask for.
calls for it. For me, I'm blessed that I have her and Richard who allows me speak and
Yeah.
he'll go for it, but unfortunately for a lot of promoters, they don't really do that. It's like either you follow my rules or get the hell out. It's kind of like that. For me,
Exactly.
I'm
So you got a promoter like that. That's why you have laws like the Ali Act that'll protect you. That they can't stop you because you can do this if it's for your betterment of your career.
Well, the thing about the Ali Act is it's people don't understand it, and I'll have her talk
about the
about
Ali
more
Act?
because he's saying that Ali Act will allow the fighter to speak on who they want to fight and all that stuff.
I'm talking about
But
if it's a fight that's out there for you, your promoter's not trying to let you get that fight, but it's a fight that's better for your career. I thought
Mhm.
that's what the Ali Act was for, to make it so they can't stop you from getting that fight.
no,
No. It's more so to protect, like, a manager and the a manager and promotional relationships, to make sure that they're not just in one, because the manager is supposed to be acting in your best interest, not the promoters. And in addition to the transparency of ticket sales, the gate, the sponsorships, and all that stuff, so you have the clarity on how to negotiate your fights going forward. The problem with the Muhammad Ali Act is it was stipulated, but there was a lot of loopholes. So, for example, giving a Muhammad Ali Act to the fighter 3 hours before their fight, you're not going to know the ticket sales, and you're also not going to know the pay-per-view numbers or anything like that. They'll only know the sponsorship. So a lot of those numbers are just to be announced, to be announced,
yeah, a
to
lot
be
of the
announced.
things because we did look for the Ali Act in the past, and a lot of that time it's like TBA, 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 and all the information that should have a lot of numbers of the past or previous fights and TVs and all of that stuff. It's TBA. So there's a lot of loopholes when it comes down to that they can't really say, oh, how can you prove that they don't have the information? Well, we don't have the information at the moment, but we can get it to you or whatever.
And then usually the fighter forgets about it and they never collect the actual numbers. So when you're going into a new negotiation, you don't have like your feet underneath you to know how much they actually made off of you on your last fight. Of course, that's going to have to do a lot with the opponent, and the undercard
But
helps, but still.
but I think knowing about the Ali Act and knowing about voicing the Ali Act will allow you to negotiate better.
Yeah.
Because they know that you can ask about the information because you've already said it. So I think a lot of fighters should know about that Ali Act, because as much as it's not to a point where we want it to help the fighter get all the information of what they're worth, because sometimes there is a loophole, like she said, about not getting all that information. But to ask upon the information will let them see that what you're talking about, and you might be a problem in the future. So therefore, we might give you what you want.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It is a game, and and I think one of the people that were asking before, like, hey, so would you guys go to Australia? And I was like, listen, you think that if we were going to go to Australia, like, the numbers would be different? I was like, I honestly don't know. I don't know Moloney's numbers. I don't know his draw pool, his
Yeah.
gate, his viewership. If it was in Australia, like, we know him to be on the undercard of Cambosos, but how many of those people were actually his
Right.
in comparison to Cambosos, right?
Because if he was such a big draw, he would have been the main event for a lot of the fights. But I don't think he ever was a main event.
I don't believe he was.
He's never been a main event.
Yeah.
He's never been a co-main event. Because I had looked it up before. Because I was saying, that's why I was wondering. I was like, I don't know how none of them think they're gonna fight him. This man has never been
a lot of people, like, so ever since us and Moloney got into the same sentence together, we got a lot of Australians coming and saying, oh no, he can pull here, just you wait, he's gonna, when you guys fight, and blah 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 blah. And I was like, keep that same energy, because I already was hearing that we weren't going to fight. And so that's why I'm waiting for Carl. Where is Carl?
From Australia.
Carl from Australia said that his boy was going to fight us, and now he's missing. He's been MIA. He's usually here, and this is what's tripping me.
Yeah. I told you I don't know how to do.
that he was in the main event.
I told y'all the only people. I told you the only people that really fight y'all up there is probably Emmanuel Rodriguez and Antonio Russell. The rest of the people are not really trying to fight Nonito because, and actually those two would be great fights. Like Nonito and Antonio Russell, that fight would sell. That would be a nice fight. Y'all could do that
Be a
probably at the
great fight.
Barclays.
Mhm.
Huh? Y'all
That'd
could
be
probably
a
do that at the Barclays. What you say, Nonito?
that'd be a great fight.
Both of
Yeah.
those fights would be great fights
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. And the Rodriguez fight, that'd be the Philippines versus the Spanish. That'll go. That's like Pacquiao versus what's your boy name that beat him the fourth time? Marco
Yes.
Pacquiao.
Marquez.
Yeah, Marquez. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be like another Pacquiao versus Marquez.
Oh, we'll see.
No,
You
I'm
know,
just saying, you know how I'm not calling people racist, but you know how the Spanish fans is, boy.
yeah,
Yeah,
he's
the
Puerto
Spanish
Rican.
fans, boy.
Yeah,
He's Puerto Rican. You know,
we could do it in Puerto. I love Puerto Rico.
yeah, we love Puerto Rico. We
I
went out there
love
all the
Puerto
time,
Rico.
and we love Puerto Rico. We love
Y'all
the
can
beach
do it in New York because that's what Berlanga and them be at New York.
in New York too.
Puerto Rico, that's where the New York's be. I mean, New York is where Puerto Rico be at. Danny
Yeah.
Garcia, Berlanga, that's where they love it up in New York.
Oh yeah, the Amanda Serrano fight is over in this
New
weekend.
York.
Yeah, this weekend.
Yes.
Just come in.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a lot of fights in New York. You know, a lot
Hey,
of
yeah, hold on for a second. How's it going, brother? No, I'm just pausing this, sir.
Yeah. So Jake Donovan,
Hey,
Oh my
we
God.
was talking about your article just now. So
Yeah, Jake ruined my morning.
yeah.
Jake, if you want to come up here, introduce yourself, and talk about your article, you totally can. I don't know if you've ever done this, but basically that link that's pinned at the top, you just click it, and then you can enter, and we can bring you up to the panel. So Jake was the one who dropped it this morning.
That had everybody calling us and stuff.
Mhm.
Thanks, Jake.
Had me all upset this morning that it was actually true. Because like I said, that's the thing is there were so many rumors that he was going to go the other way. But until you get someone that can actually verify that it is the case, like it's kind of, we're holding on to the thread, right? Nonito's like hoping that it's still going to go through. So until Jake, dropped it this morning with a rude awakening that no, it actually is true. It's not just a rumor. We were still hoping. We were still.
I mean, I fight everybody, and for me, I always give the benefit of the doubt on fighters, because we're fighters, and at least if I was in that position, knowing that this guy has all these accolades, has his big names, I'm gonna go for that one.
I mean, shoot, I don't think there is one person that you have said no, I'm not fighting them. Like you've always.
I've always said you tell me you tell me, hey, do you want to fight this guy? I'm like, yeah, sure. Let's make it happen. So
Yeah,
I've always been that way. I've never doubted or I never
But it is just a different mentality.
Yeah.
Like it's not the same. It's not the same the way that like other people like see boxing, and it's. I'm on it again, aren't I?
Keep doing it.
I'm just irritated.
So
Where's Carl?
yeah, so
we need you to go to Jason's house. Carl,
Yeah.
where are you?
from Australia.
Carl from Australia.
No, but a big shout out to Jake Donovan for the clarity of what we are to do now in this moment. He has spoken with Richard as well, and Richard's claiming that I'm here to fight anybody.
No, and see, this is what I love about guys like Jake who go out and they get the truth. And they have evidence with it. Like they're just not taking anyone's word for it. Yeah, I'll drop the article, Carlos. Yeah, Carlo JS. I'll drop the article. That he received the information, he saw the information, he spoke to Mauricio, and he spoke to Richard. Like there's no one else that has that kind of verification process, and they're not just going off of someone on the street saying that this is what he heard. Like he literally went out and got a verification before he said anything. So he was truthful in the statement that he was reading.
Yeah.
Kamal said Top Rank doing everything in house unless their fighter has a 90% chance to win. Ask No Nito and Regis Progray.
Well, that's why I'm saying, like, was it Rick that was saying that what?
I don't know. Rapstar is saying, Rachel, big exclusive coming soon on Rapstar. What do you mean big exclusive?
Well, he probably has Mauricio on the other side. So big shout out to Rapstar. If you haven't give him some love, some
Dude, if Rap knows who Mauricio is going to approve, I'm going to kick Rap. I know he's in the UK, but don't you think we should know who we're fighting next before you?
That's what happened because Rap lent him his Lamborghini.
Oh, Con Shawnery just got here. So Con Shawnery, Moloney is not fighting us. He left. He left the chat. He is no longer.
He left the chat.
He left the chat. He dropped out of so he decided Top Rank emailed the WBC and told them that they're vacating their position to fight Nonito Donaire. That is where we are, Con Shawnery.
And this is why we are having this conversation of how frustrating it was for her early in the morning, everybody calling us or calling her about if this was legit, and anything that comes out of Jake Donovan is legit. You know, he has always done his due diligence to have information and evidence.
Yeah, and so I dropped his article in the chat if you guys want to read it. It basically says what Mauricio said and what Richard said, and confirms what the rumors that we had heard, that they were going to relinquish their position in WBC and fight someone else in a different sanctioning body. So, War Wednesday.
Well, you seem like more frustrated than anything.
I am frustrated.
Fuck this motherfucker, this, that, blah, motherfucker.
Because because what you do, and rightfully so, all you do is train. I have to deal with, the fact that we were going to fight this guy, and we talked. How many times have we talked about Jason Moloney? Like, we're like, okay,
oh yeah,
so this is what Jason does, and blah blah blah, and this is the game plan, and we've talked about it over and over again since November, only to find out it's not going to be Jason right now.
Yeah. Right. Kamala said Jake Donovan is a great writer, one of my favorite writers, a true journalist, 100%, man. So, big shout out to him for that. Yeah, we've talked about Jason Moloney from ever since we made the trip to Acapulco, and then them saying that, oh, there's negotiation, and then me saying that no, there's no negotiation, to me saying I'm not relinquishing, I'm gonna fight for this belt, and then now here we are. So, what are you looking at?
I don't know what they're arguing about in the chat.
Oh, it don't matter now.
No. It's just they're talking about I don't know, Crawford and Spence, I guess. Which I'm kind of confused. Anyway, so see, I like how Con Shawnery said this. Bring back the days of Muhammad Ali, please. Everyone fought everyone every week.
Yeah, right. Well, that's the old, that's why back in the days, boxing was such a big thing too, because everybody loved fighting, and the mentality was different.
Is it the mentality? Okay, so again, I'm going to ask this. What is the percentage? Is it the mentality of the
fighter
or the promoter, or a combination of both? Do you honestly think it's 50-50? Because for me, I think right now it's 70 or 80
promoter. Yeah.
That's
it's only those people. Yeah, the thing is, if you look at all the fights, right, it's made by the promoters, and it's their way out. It's the way out, the fighter's way out to not say anything.
Yeah.
They're just like, this is what my promoter wanted me to do. Even back then, we fought everybody.
Yeah. Hey, upper echelon, I'm going to put you to the back. Once you're ready to come back, just hit me on the private chat, okay? So, yeah. So, And the thing is I knew that I totally knew that once that whole Regis Progress thing fell through and Ramirez, I knew we were going to be next.
Dre Finest said, bring back the 15 rounds. You know, it's crazy to me because like whether it's 12 rounds or 15 rounds, I mean, I guess it's the same thing. You know what I'm
What if
saying?
we agreed to 6? What if we told Moloney, hey, listen, we'll do a championship round in 6 rounds? You think that would make a difference?
That'll be a hell because I'll go out there for 6 damn rounds nonstop. Just bam, 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 bam. That would be me. I'll be like just Mike. I'm like
Because you only it's only
Yeah.
6 rounds.
I'll be out there going crazy, man. I'm like boom, 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 boom.
Okay, wait. So you feel like the power shift in fighters actually making a statement in their career is the other way, right? It's so you feel like
It's promoters.
the promoters are
Yeah.
what's your percentage? I feel it's 70-80%. The promoters are making these decisions now that are hindering
It's
the fighters.
crazy to me, man.
Yeah, but what's your percentage? Mine's 70-80%.
Let's dance to this for my buddy,
John
my brother
Boy.
John Boy. What's
Hey,
up,
what's
man?
up? Let's go.
There we go. Hey, oh, oh.
No, now we gotta do that again.
Yeah, we gotta
I
do
hit
it
the
again.
wire. My bad.
You hit the wire.
I hit the wire.
Yeah,
Let's do it
okay.
again.
We're gonna do it again. Hey, 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 hey. Man.
Okay, go ahead, read it.
Some
Some
support, sick as a dog, can't be in chat. I can only listen. Shout out to everybody, man. Get
John.
better, brother. Get better,
You
man.
guys gotta keep up your vitamin C's, keep
Yeah.
hydrated, keep warm. But hope blessings up and get well really,
Yes,
really,
sir.
really soon,
Yes, sir.
please. BFTV said baloney wouldn't last 6 rounds anyway.
I'm just saying is so the percentage of promoters' choice now, I would say it depends on the fighter, but the majority of the fighters, let's just go with the majority of the fighters. I think that the majority of the fighters, it's 80-20.
80-20, 80
Yes.
to promoter.
Yes, and 20% are those trying to speak on what they want to do. You know,
So Kamal said Top Rank got away with having a 10-round WBC eliminator in the Sandor Martin and Teofimo Lopez robbery. Then Teo then ducked Regis after his victory. A
Yeah.
travesty all around. I mean, that's true. That's what doesn't make sense to me. Why put people in position to have people not implement or not push like the position that they're in? Like, what are we doing? Just
I
being
would say
placeholders?
no. I would say opportunistic. I guess just trying to create and get all that opportunity for everybody, or for
But-
themselves at least.
Oh my goodness. Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
I can't. All right, BFTV. What's up?
Hey, 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 hey. Man, oh man.
All right. He said, I love the fact that you all are out here telling the truth versus letting people make their own conclusions and lie on y'all. Yes, thank you. I think that's
the thing that see, we're going back into this because not everybody's they don't have the courage to go in front of everybody, tell it to their face, or at least the camera, hey, this is what I want to say. And if anybody else is stating the fact that this is what I'm saying on the media, this is coming from me to everybody. I think all the fighters should do that, man. I think, so that all this shit just gets pushed out and there's clarity whether you want to make that fight happen. And then if you think that all these people are going against you, guess what? Talk.
Well, and here's the thing, like, there's a lot of journalists out there that do only choose certain words from interviews, right? And then the narrative gets switched, and it depends on who the journalist really favors. And you don't hear the person, you just see the quote, right? And so because of that, like, I hate Twitter and I hate like Instagram. Instagram has live, Twitter has live, but nobody's using them. Like, I feel like the reason why we got on YouTube is because our Twitter, when we were stating things, was
very limited.
Well, it was also misunderstood.
It was misunderstood. It's like texting somebody, right? And then you're like, wait, is this dude mad at me? And then it wasn't really, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah, someone said something to me on Instagram, and I texted him back, and I was like, "Get the fuck out of here!" And he was like, "Oh, are you mad at me?" I was like, "No, I was being sarcastic. Like, oh my god, are you
that's pretty
serious?"
much what I'm saying, though,
So
right?
with him saying exactly, and us really taking you guys through this whole process, you guys have been watching exactly what happened when the BC was ordered, the BC convention, all of this stuff, and you know that we're sitting here waiting. I've been here looking at my phone, wondering if my cell phone got disconnected, and I didn't pay it because my phone isn't ringing, only to find this. So, I think this is the best avenue. I think it's best for clarity. So no
Yeah.
one runs away with a fake narrative and says
Well,
anything else.
the thing about it is, us fans are very passionate too. So we're gonna make the shit in our head that, oh, that dude ducked this dude, oh, this dude ducked that dude. So and everybody's gonna be fighting because everybody support one way or another person. You know what I'm saying? And they're
Yeah.
gonna talk shit on each other, and it's gonna blow up into a different realm. So, man,
All right, guys, here's
yeah.
another one.
Hey, 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 hey.
All right, so we got Sweet Science Examiner. He said, at least we know for sure that it wasn't y'all that was the issue. Y'all have been as transparent as y'all possibly could be as it pertains to Nonito's willingness to make that fight happen.
Yes, and again, like everybody said, you know, um, people should just go out here. Fighters should just go out here and talk to everybody. You know what? Listen, this is how the fight went. This is why the negotiation didn't go according to my side. Regardless of what the other side, then let them come through and let's clear it out, because we do want to make this fight happen. But at least it's coming from the fighter, not coming from this person's camp or that person's cousin's mother's brother's sister's brother-in-law, whatever. You know what I'm
Twice
saying?
removed.
Yeah. So, I mean, people just need to kind of stand up to that. Fighters need to kind of stand up to that, and I think it gives them a lot of love and respect.
Yeah, like I said, like it can either backfire or it can't. Like it just depends on your relationships with the people that you're working with, right? So when Jason said we were in negotiation, he was only mimicking what has been told to him, right? And just being that we're out here, I cut down that narrative. I was like, no one's called us, stop it.
Right.
But he believed wholeheartedly because that's what he was told, that we were in negotiation. Like honestly, if I was Jason, I'd look at all the people that had said that to me, and I would have said, like, y'all making me look stupid.
Yeah.
Because they came out and said we're not in negotiation. So why did you tell me that? And I went on a YouTube saying it, and now I look like, this other type of way.
Well, that's the thing, is that the majority of fighters don't have the words or don't have the say. They'll just kind of believe their people to say that, oh yeah, we're negotiating and we're gonna fight them soon. And they're like, oh cool, yeah, I'm gonna tell everybody this shit.
Yeah, so Thor said, can Nonito face Butler for the vacant WBO 118? The UK has disowned Butler and will talk to Nonito.
So that means you guys gotta sing for me. You guys love to sing and all that stuff, man.
Yeah, so Thor, we can't face Butler for the WBO because we already have, the positioning in the WBC.
Yes.
In addition to the WBO is the one that Jason is most likely moving to. So I mean, if Butler wants to fight Jason, that would have to be a discussion on. I have no idea who the BO is going to sanction him to fight.
Yeah.
And honestly, I
mean,
give
that's
a rat's
just,
ass at
for
this
me,
point.
at least it's coming into to me. The frustration is really on me because we wanted to make that fight happen. But I mean, if he does get the other side, I'm still gonna go for him. That's just how I am as a fighter. But I think, again, going back into it, fighters should definitely come in and talk about this shit, because that way there's no question whether they're ducking or they're this or that. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. I mean, like I said, and I don't feel like people are actually listening. When Ramirez was talking to Regis, right?
Yeah.
Like, first of all, it seemed like he was like two-step in his words because
Two-step. Go ahead.
I got
My
my
bad.
two-step. I got
Yeah.
it just seemed like he was uncomfortable with the conversation.
You know, when you
Regis
were
is-
dancing, you look like one of those Japanese girls. You know, they're like all over the place, got no rhythm.
No, I did
Everything, yes,
not.
you did.
First, you're clowning on my food. Now you're telling me I have no rhythm.
Yeah, I'm just,
Okay.
I'm just saying. I'm
Um,
just saying.
So when Regis and Zepeda and Ramirez
The sweet sound.
stop.
I'm
When
sorry.
Regis and when Regis and Ramirez were on the FaceTime or whatever.
That was on the after the press conference, the
Yes.
post conference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was saying he's like, listen, he said certain things. He said Top Rank wants in-house fights.
Yeah.
Then he also said somewhere in there, my contract's ending soon. So I feel like he wasn't saying, he wasn't going to throw Top Rank under the bus because he's still with them.
Stating the fact that I
It
might
wasn't
have my
me,
option.
but it wasn't he wasn't trying to say it wasn't him. But if you read
wasn't
between
me,
the lines,
So,
it was kind of what am I supposed to say right now? I look like an idiot.
yeah, because she cut me on the counter.
It wasn't me.
Saw me banging in the sofa.
It wasn't me.
I even had her in the shower.
It wasn't me.
She even called me
Oh my
on
God,
camera.
we're gonna get flagged.
My brother Mark Nash, what's up, bro?
Yo, yes, Mark. Nonito's breaking out in song again. Help.
All the motherfucking time.
Help.
Yeah, no, it's just, it's frustrating when we don't get fights that we're looking forward to.
Yeah.
But
I just think it just needs to be called out. This is new country. Come up here, dude. I want to hear what you have to say about oops, that's not it.
Yep, country road, take me home.
That's what he's gonna sing?
Yeah.
No, I'm not inviting you to sing though.
I'm just, I just don't, Yeah.
Okay, so who you guys in the chat, what are you guys thinking? And you guys could come up and talk about it too. But who do you guys believe in the WBC Nonito should face since we don't have Jason?
Yeah,
Moloney
who do you
anymore?
think I should fight next?
Who do you think we should fight next? Juice said Affleck.
Quack. What's that? Affleck. That's it.
Affleck.
Oh man.
What do you guys think? Who should we fight? Because there's only so many. Number 3, Sorong Vasai, though the problem
That's the guy who lost to Moloney in his last fight.
Yeah, and he fought a guy that was 0-1-0 his last in 4 fights
right.
ago,
So
and 5 fights ago he fought a debut fighter. So I don't, when you're talking about legacy, and someone looks that guy up,
Emmanuel Rodriguez.
Is a good one. He did beat Gary Russell.
Yes.
Estrada's 115. So and I think they're still trying to make Chocolatito do the 4th fight, even though he didn't seem too happy about that.
Yeah.
So
what is this? Hold on.
What is New Country saying? Go after a belt holder. They're all vacant. Hey, Mark.
Mark Nash, what's up, brother?
Yeah, man. What up, family? How y'all doing?
Oh man, you kept me up the other night. I was done, man. I was like, that's why we didn't get to go yesterday.
I'm so long story
Nah,
short.
y'all kept me up. Don't say that. Don't put it on me.
Technically, he does have 3 hours on us.
He did. We kept
I'm so excited for you for your interview tonight.
Say what?
Your interview tonight. Can you plug the interview that you have tonight?
Nah, I'm good. You plug it. No, we having Women's Week over there on Breaking Beats. Tonight we have the amazing, super talented. I mean, she just exudes excellence. Undisputed super middleweight champion, Franchon Cruz Dezern. She will be pulling up on the show. Y'all ain't give me no drops. Can I get the Jarrell drop? The burr.
Oh hell! Oh, this one.
Yeah. Shout out to my boy Baby J. Yeah. She's gonna pull up on the show tonight, and she's gonna do a 1-on-1, and it's gonna be dope. Rachel, you gonna pull up at the end of it, before she leaves?
At the end, I'll be in the chat, and then I'd love to pull up on it. She's an amazing girl. I'm really excited for this interview, and I'm excited for you to be able, again, thank you for hosting the, the Women's Week. And,
Yeah.
the Christy Martin interview was amazing. It was fire. And we're just going up from here 100%.
That's right. So give some love to my brother Mark Nash, and his in his interview tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I
Yep.
did that Christy Martin interview. I think I had to get up at about 10 for that. I didn't get off the phone with y'all till about 6 my time. So that's why
Wow.
when you see the interview first started, I'm sitting there rubbing my eyes. I'm like, hey, we got Christy Martin here. Well, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And she gonna talk to y'all. Fuck it. Yeah, I was just so tired, man. And I had a little buzz still, but man, I really enjoy y'all. Like I said, I thank God for you guys are like I said, boxing royalty. So really appreciate everything you guys do for me, but behind the scenes, everything y'all do on the camera. And it's all love on the side. Anything y'all need, man, just give me a call. But far as the who you gonna fight, man, fight the next man up, man. I don't care who it is, what they say. Like you might not get the guy in the name you want, but I just want to see my boy back in that damn winner's circle. And I already told y'all where we going next. We're going to New York, baby. We're going to that Hall of Fame. So
There you go.
give me that. Brr, brr, brr. There we go.
I got you.
And
Yeah.
because peep this, you can't put a gun to these guys' head and make them fight you. Some would say after your last performance, it was like you would think they'd be knocking the door down, but you already know, man, these guys gonna price their stuff out. And and to be honest, can you blame them? Like if I'm gonna go in there and fight, no need so don't there. It's like if I beat the guy, you're gonna say, hey, you beat a 40-year-old dude who got knocked out last time. If I go in
Right.
there and lose, you got knocked out by a 40-year-old dude who you know what I'm saying? It's like a lose-lose. So yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta pay me. You gotta pay them. But these guys know what's up with you. They know what they're getting into. It's not gonna be an easy fight for anybody. And I'm just glad you in position for this opportunity. Like, and we're gonna ride off in the sunset, man. Like, yeah, man. But you deserve everything that you got coming your way, my brother. Like, you're a good dude. You're a good family man. You're a good husband, father. You're a world class fighter. You're a clean fighter. You stay out of trouble. You're not out here beating up on folks. And just out here just getting in street fights and just doing crazy shit that you shouldn't be doing, man. So, like I said, man, I can't stress it enough.
We didn't get into a street fight, when we were in Jersey, but that wasn't our fault though.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah, you know what I mean. You ain't
He's
beating
gone.
up the people. You ain't beating up somebody at the Waffle House because your debit card declined or something like that.
Yeah.
No, no, no.
Oh man, but yeah, it's crazy to me, man. Just boxing in itself has changed dramatically.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
agree.
Well, all right, but I'm gonna just jump back in the chat. I'm enjoying the show. I just wanted to pull up and give you guys some words of encouragement again and tell you, man, like I don't care who they throw in the ring. My boy gonna get rid of them, and we riding off into the sunset. You know what I'm saying? Actually,
And
probably not. Probably not. You know how he gonna do. He gonna stay in there. He gonna win that shit. He gonna like, nah, they gotta take this title. I ain't dropping my belt.
yeah,
Exactly
I
right.
Yeah.
told Bernard Hopkins, I said, I'm coming for your record. See, there you go.
Oh man, that shit. You gonna be fighting till you're 50 then.
That's right. That's
All
right.
right, let's get it. Let's get it. All right, man. I'll see y'all later. I'm gonna be in the chat. Thanks again
Later
for
on.
everything, y'all. I really appreciate y'all.
Of course.
All right,
And
peace.
I'm in the chat. I'm going to drop Mark Nash's interview with Franchon tonight. And y'all make sure you like and subscribe to his channel. Give him some love. Give him some love. So Teach is asking, why are people saying Alicia is fighting for undisputed? I don't see that Choi vacated anywhere. So what had happened was
Joy twisted her ankle. I
you
don't know.
lying.
I'm making shit up.
He's lying.
No. She said she got injured and she can't fight, so they put her on a leave or something.
Wait,
like that,
so
right?
what had happened was
What had happened?
there was a purse bid,
Yes.
and then and
All of a
Troy was
sudden-
at the WBA, so was Alicia, and then somehow, some way, she got injured, and
Mhm.
so they put her as like a champion in recess, and they elevated the next person up. So Alicia should be fighting for a full title, but she will be having to fight whoever whenever Choi comes back. they're going to be mandated to fight. So there's
Oh,
only
okay,
one.
okay. So she's fighting for the undisputed, but Choi will have the option when she comes back to fight
She won't have
Alicia.
the option. She's going to have to.
Okay.
It's going to be mandated, especially
Champion
because she's
in
recessed.
recess,
Because
just like
you have
Pacquiao was.
Ubali.
Obali was, yeah, because he
Ubali
had
was champion in recess.
he had the COVID. That's right. That's right.
And then you had the COVID. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. So because of the way that was situated, you guys got whatchamacallit. You guys had to fight.
Yeah.
When he came back and grabbed his title back.
Hassan Ahmed said, "I swear I saw Choi on a Korean game show
No,
recently."
you didn't. Stop.
Is that? Hey, she's a celebrity over there, so why not? You know what I mean?
Is she?
I mean, she's a world champion. So.
I know that doesn't mean that you are.
They don't have a world champion Korean, so I'm pretty sure you'd be a celebrity knowing that this is a boxing, right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Remy said Emmanuel Rodriguez or Raymart. We beat Raymart already.
Yes.
I don't think I think that would be a little bit.
So this would be if you look at the rankings, it would be me and somebody else in the WBC that they are willing for me to face.
Correct.
And then on the IBF is Australavio and Emmanuel Rodriguez, because those are number 1 and number 2.
Correct.
And then WBA is vacant on number 1, but number 2 is Takuma Inoue.
Number
Inoue's
3
brother.
is Melvin Lopez, I believe.
And
right
then
now.
number 3 is Melvin Lopez. So they might fight for that title. And then the WBO is Moloney and Astrolavio. But if Astrolavio takes the IBF with Emmanuel Rodriguez,
it takes him out of that.
Then it takes him out of the WBA contention, which puts Gabayo in, right? Or somebody else in.
Let me look. I'm gonna look. But New Country said she has a modeling career over there.
Oh, see, there you go. See, she has a modeling career.
What were we talking about? WBO?
WBO,
okay.
yeah.
All right. Hold on.
So, I mean, that might not be it is possible for Ahmed to see to see her on a game show, but Big Money said Wrong Visay just lost to so that's a wrong Visay, not the one that beat Chocolatito. See, the thing about Thailand is they give the last name of the gym that they have. So if they're all coming from the Wrong Visay gym, then all the names changes to Wrong Visay.
Okay, so WBO is Jason Moloney, Astrolabio, Manuel Rodriguez, then Gabayo.
What was it?
So Astrolabio is number 2.
Yes, and Rodriguez is number 3.
Which 2 and 3 are 1 and 2 in IBF.
Yes, so it
and
gives
then Gabayo.
So it would give Gabayo and Jason Moloney if Manuel Rodriguez and Astrolabio fight for the IBF.
I mean, literally, it's up to Moloney. Moloney could fight Gabayo, and then he can ask the WBO to also sanction Melvin Lopez or Paul Butler. He can. It's not like you have to go down the list per se. You just have to get it approved.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not to say that Gabayo would be there. We just don't know. Like, there's so much movement right now.
Yeah, well, the thing is, they have their own rankings and all of that stuff, but the top guys of the division are pretty much gunning for the other belts. But no one's gunning in my way, that's for sure. So everybody's gunning for the other belts instead.
You can't have a gun shootout with no one else on the other side. You just be shooting the wall.
Pew pew. I'm just saying, man.
Hey, Teach just said thank you for explaining that, because a few days ago he was asking a Thai person why Wrong Visay has 2 names. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why
so
Wrong Visay.
Back in the days, it was Voropins. The Voropins from the Voropin gyms. They would there would be like 4 or 5 guys that are Voropins. Now it's Wrong Visay. So they take on the name of their sponsors or the gyms. So it's right now the Wrong Visay that we see. It's not the same Wrong Visay that fought Chocolatito.
Hey, they're asking if you're interested in fighting Mars. Let's go. Tell me he has to come down to 118.
I'm always interested to fight Mars, man.
I think he just did 135.
He did fight for 135.
I don't think he can make 18.
No, I'll go to 128. Shit. I'll go right there.
How you gonna go 28? Go 26.
Well, if he's going 35, then I'll go in between that.
All right, so let's re-implement
What?
the $3 million offer from
Yes, the
Golden
$3 million
Boy to fight
offer
Morris.
to fight Morris at 128. Yes.
Such a weird number, 128. So it's a catch.
Well, look at Ryan Garcia, 136.
I know, 1 pound
Yeah.
over to 135.
That's all I'm
limit.
saying. So, why not? I'm just giving him that, he's at 135, fighting 135. So I drop down 126 because, you can't drop down to 20 at the 28, drop down to 28 because you can't drop down to 26. So I'll go up to 28. There you go.
Well, if we're going up, we have to ask for more because it's $3 million on the table at 22.
Well, that's your job, not my job, woman.
Okay. Mars weighs 143. See, that's what Remy said.
God damn. That's all right. That's okay. I'm all right with that. I've been very vocal fighting Morris or Santa Cruz for a very, very long time. So I'm up for the good fight.
Yep. I want to jump on, but I've become a shy fanboy talking to Nito. It's UK Jimmy. Thor, come up, dude. Like, why y'all shy? You act like we haven't been doing this for, No, Nito is duck hunting. No one wants to fight the champ. We should we should have, we should have you dress
dog,
up.
Yeah.
We should have you dress up.
Yeah.
And then
and a dog.
Yeah. And play duck hunt.
Yeah. And the fucking dog just laughs at your face.
Yeah, when you miss it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I remember those games. That shit was hella funny.
Yep. But you guys, we're gonna stay here for another 10 minutes and then we're gonna head out. You do have sparring tonight at 7. The boys, well, Jay and Jarrell has DJ tonight. Logan has drums. And we just have stuff to do.
We have a lot of stuff to do. Being parents,
yes.
man.
What was the thing on
The top rank
Duck
is
Dynasty?
Duck Dynasty. Oh man. But it's unfortunate, man, because again, I'm mad about the fact that it makes boxing.
Oh, now you mad.
Oh, I told you that from the beginning. It makes boxing look bad. And I don't like that. I love boxing. But yeah.
Mark said I'd pay for either of those, Cruz or Mars versus Nonito. Thor said I'm a massive troll and will lose all my swag acting like a shy fanboy. No worries. Listen, like
Upper echelon's up there too.
No, but he's gone.
Oh, he just came back up.
Did he come back?
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
He did.
When? Just now?
Just now, yeah.
How did he get? Oh, okay. Hey, are you back?
Yeah, I just got back.
There
Okay.
it is.
She
No,
talking
Neil's
like he's
telling me
gone.
back.
No, I just came back. I had to go to vascular lab. They had to. I think I got to go back down there. But they had to do an X-ray of my arm because when they put the IV at, they destroyed my bicep and my forearm. So
What?
yeah,
I'm suing.
that's what my wife. That's what my wife's saying. She said keep like the antibody they put in it. It was too strong or something. I don't know.
Damn.
But yeah, you versus Abner Mars, man. That's a good money fight right there too.
I agree.
Like I said, man,
I think
I'm
it would
all for
still
that.
be fun.
And
It'll be fun. I
and
think
you're
most times going
faster than them. I'm
Yeah.
gonna say it like this: you're faster than Abner Mars. You're tougher than him. Abner, all he's gonna do is just sit there and try to slug it out a little bit. Like I see you can outboxing him, and hell, his chin ain't the best as well. So
No, remember when he got knocked out by Johnny Gonzalez?
I said his chin is not the best.
Out.
Like I think your power could carry up there and stop Abner for real, because hell, he gonna
As
be
long
timid about that eye as well. He timid. I see his,
Yeah,
that's a money grab for you. Plus, hell,
I think so, man. I'm putting it out there. Let's go for some money fight, man. Abner Mars.
since they want to be cowards, and want to duck you for your legacy fight, get the money fights.
Yeah,
Get the money.
showtime.
If they don't, and see you at that point now where you a living legend right now. Your name means something. Hell, you can do your Canelo tour if you wanted to. Like, pick the fights that you want to get the money fights, because hey, I'm Nonito. Like, hey, my name means something. You can do that now.
Yeah.
So you can do that right there. Can't nobody say nothing.
Yeah.
and I would do it if I was you. Shit, like I'm trying to fight the best. The best ain't trying to fight me, so okay, give me the payday.
Right, right.
And
I
didn't
said
Abdamar say he wanted to fight you anyway?
that was a long time ago,
I tried to ask him over at
and he like totally
the
disregarded, right?
yeah, the pro grace versus the payday. He
Or
was like,
ignored you.
people were asking him like, when's your next fight? And he's like, oh, we're still looking for opponents. And then I was like, hey, Abner, fight Nonito. He's available. He completely ignored me. I was like,
Maybe we should push it in the air. Maybe everybody needs to go ahead and push that fight in the air.
Yeah.
It ain't like it ain't. If not, he
Hilarious.
gonna end up fighting another damn 33 ranked opponent. Like
Yeah.
was that fight like just like I have an itch, let me fight, or is he legit trying to come back?
He's trying to come back. He's been trying to come back
he
for a
wants to
while.
get that
and
tank fight. He wants that tank
Yeah,
fight.
he
He wants to get that tank fight so he can get paid. That's all. He been wanting that tank fight. You know, everybody want that big cash fight. Everybody trying to get that big cash fight.
Yeah.
That might not end too well.
Yeah, and people and the way he looked in that other fight, people ain't trying to see him in tank. But that's what he really wants is that tank fight.
Yeah.
For me, if I need to go back up, if I need to go to a real weight class, I gotta be doing some shit, man. You know, I gotta be doing some shit because I can't do it on my own. You know, like trying to go to 126, I was just too small. So I just
It's hard for him to
probably
gain
need
weight.
to you know.
You just have to stop faster.
Yeah.
No, even at that, he's still
I was
not.
back in the days. I wasn't fasting at all, so
Yeah,
I
especially when
just
he's
was just too
26.
small. So you know,
He's just he would only gain up to like 133, 135 at most, and then as soon
Yeah.
as he started sweating, he'd go back down to 129. It was bad. Like
I probably
couldn't
need
keep-
I probably need one of those things that Oscar
You
did.
have one of them super high carbohydrate diets.
What do you mean you're gonna do the plastic
Pure
surgery?
carbohydrates.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I gotta
But
do
then
more.
he
I
gets
gotta do more
really
than carbohydrates.
slow.
That's for sure.
You gotta do carbohydrates and proteins. Carbohydrates and proteins, that'll get you there and it'll stay with you.
Yeah, those proteins from Mexico.
Yeah.
Those
Oh no,
beef-
you don't need none of them Canelo proteins. That Canelo, that Jose, I mean what's your boy?
what's his name? Shane said something about that too, right? That he
The
ate some meat.
Vasquez, you don't need none of that.
Yeah, Shane said something like that back
No,
in the
he
days.
didn't.
Oh no, it
Shane
was
did
Andre
something
Berto,
else.
I think.
I
That
don't know.
clenbuterol. Them clenbuterol steaks.
Yo, allegedly.
Allegedly. I'm just joking, man.
It
This
ain't no
you know,
allegedly. If it's in black and white, it ain't no allegedly. I don't know. And see, I be wondering why all these other boxers be so scared to say anything wrong about Canelo. Like when Clarissa Shields said something one day, then everybody just was going at her. Damn, the Ring magazine wanted to take away her daggone title that one time. I'm like, oh, because she said something about Canelo and she was speaking the truth. And everybody sitting there,
Talking
they
about Shane Mosley. I'm saying allegedly because I can't remember, but I thought he got popped for EPO, but I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, it was
Sugar Shane got popped dirty. He popped dirty.
EPO. Oh,
I
Yeah.
forgot what it was. I know he was dirty.
It was EPO, I think.
yeah, that's why I said allegedly because
Yeah.
I don't remember if it was EPO.
It was EPO, I think, that he got popped. I think I think it was Andre Berto that popped for when he said something about eating some meat too as well.
No,
Let's
he
see.
didn't.
Yeah, look it up. I'm telling you. Which one of y'all remember? I don't know who it was, but I thought it was Andre Berto who said something about the meat too that he ate was contaminated with all this shit that popped in his system.
Canelo said it. I remember Canelo said that he ate the meat. And
I remember them saying something like that. But I mean, again, you know,
I remember James Toney got popped as well. James Toney got.
Like Connor Ben.
Well, Conor Ben was eating pussy or some shit like that, right?
That's not how he got.
Hell, Conor Ben, he got found negative twice, and now the WBC just approved him. So now he's back in the WBC right now.
He got hit. No, he popped positive twice. What do you mean?
Yeah, and now he's just been cleared.
Okay.
He's popped positive twice, and now Mauricio Suleiman them just cleared him.
Wait, what?
Mauricio Suleiman in the WBC has just cleared Conor Ben.
To fight again?
Yeah.
That's
why
very
Spence even said something.
Oh,
Spence put it on Twitter. He said, "How the hell do you?" Spence put it on Twitter saying, "How the hell do you pop 30 twice?" And that's what he just put on Twitter.
I'm telling you,
I
it's
think
because
this is something. This is
he was
war.
eating.
This is War Wednesday, right? This is War
Okay.
Wednesday, and I think this is me. This is my frustration with this shit, man. I get it pisses me off because it ruins fucking boxing. Second, all these motherfuckers is just like
Oscar
I think
Valdez.
motherfuckers should be fucking banned, right? Look, I don't give a fuck. As a fighter, I've always been clean, and if they are choosing for themselves to cheat and all that stuff, I mean, there should be a hefty fucking fine, or
Because
there
that's
should be
hurt. That kills somebody.
what's
That'll
that?
kill somebody. Like this
Yeah,
is not a sport. This is gladiators. Like anytime you get in that ring, you're fighting for your life. Because blunt force trauma can kill somebody at any time. Any shot to your head can kill you. I mean, like you can get a shot to the head right now, Donito, and you not know, and it puts your lights out. Like just one shot can get rid of you. And then when you sitting there damn juicing and shit, and you give yourself an unfair advantage, like bro, that's like coming to a. I mean, that's coming to a hand-to-hand fight with a pistol. Like, bro, if you
man.
can't do it on your
I don't
own,
know,
don't bring a
man.
pistol.
There should be a big punishment for those that people.
What we need to do is we just need to come together and make sure nobody buys the fight. Don't even freaking support it.
But then when you got people like Clamnello, or Tyson Fury, who people know that doing this stuff right there, but they got the other persuasion, you can't do nothing about it really. Because they're gonna keep doing them, especially when they got people backing them that's gonna spend the money and get banned around the world.
This is what I think. The first time you first offend is a hefty price, so you won't fucking do it again. If you do it again, you should be fucking banned
I
because
think price plus like not a 6 month ban. I think a 6 month ban is BS because a 6 month like you got to remember most of
Give
these
them a
fighters,
year.
yeah, two.
Make them lose a
Some of these
paycheck or
fighters
two.
are only
Make
yeah
them
2
lose
years
some paychecks. Yeah.
because 1 year is
make him lose a
only.
paycheck.
Well,
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying is that some of these fighters only fight twice a year. Some of them only fight once a year. So a 1 year ban is just like, okay. So I'm taking a vacation for 1 year. 2 years? Oh, that's gonna hurt.
Especially if
That's
they ain't well, especially if they ain't welled out and they need to check the
in a
shit.
year is kind of short.
that's what I said. 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years
And then the second
definitely.
pop, you're done. You're banned
Yeah,
from the
you're
sport.
done because that's like bringing a weapon in the ring. Because like I said before, like boxing isn't a sport. This is people fighting for their life every time they're in there. Because any shot can kill you in that ring, and that's what the fan don't realize. Any one of them shots could rupture their spleen. Like you can knock a rib into the heart or anything like it. Nothing like the human body is not indestructible. And any one of these shots that these people are taking, because when we're training to box, we're actually training to incapacitate and take out our opponent. That's what we're training to do. Like I know that's what I was doing. Whenever I used to hit the heavy bag or I used to hit the thing, I'm trying to knock the man's guts to the other side. I mean,
Well, see,
every
and this
time I used to punch, I wanted to punch through his body to the other side.
You got
Like
to.
that's how I was taught.
That's how it's supposed to be.
I think boxers need to balls up. Honestly, like they literally need to balls up. And let's just say it was Conor Ben versus Nonito, and you saw everyone trying to push push the fight through, hide the test. Everybody's saying it's okay and whatever like that. Then whoever's still allowing the fight to push through, or the people who are pushing that narrative, especially the promoter that's still just basically just trying to save money because he knew he was going to be out money, they should all be an accessory to a crime, attempted murder.
Exactly. That's what I said. That's like bringing a weapon
Yeah.
into the ring.
But it has to take a boxer who does not give a shit about the politics and make people pay and makes it a big deal, and
And
not
that's what
just
they
get banned
doing.
US or UK. I'm talking about worldwide. Like this needs to be a universal order.
And that's what they doing with that DK situation. That's why that DK situation is done raised up so much, because in that situation, it was a lot of steroid use, laundering, and all types of tampering that went on in that situation. That's why a lot of people names is on that list that can't come back to the United States and stuff. And that's why that's going to be a hefty case if they ever catch DK.
Well, like what's his name? Like
Daniel
nearly
Kinahan,
no,
DK.
yeah, but like Luis Neri, he got popped in Japan, banned for life. They will never let Luis Neri fight in Japan ever again, and that's what it should be. but we're so like tippy-toey about it and all this
Because the
BS.
first and foremost, it's business for them.
Again, when these fighters balls up, like honestly, I'm sorry, we're in an era where like fighters are. Look at Ali, man. Like, can anyone like people? You hear boxers all the time saying, you know, the great Ali, and I look up to him. Well, why don't you emulate how he created changes?
Yeah.
How hard
Speak.
he did not give a shit.
Speak.
How he was going, how big of waves he was making.
Ban this motherfucker that cheats. Ban them all. Ban them all.
But then but the only difference is though, you got big money that's backing the cheaters. Like you got people like
exactly what
Daniel
it is,
Kinahan, or you got people like the Mexican Mafia that's backing people that got all the money, and then you got people like Mauricio Suleiman, who he knows the people that he's messing with aren't that good. I mean, he's just like he's so enamored with the cash, he's whatever. And see, I used to like Mauricio Suleiman, but if you notice, he's always around some shady ass characters, man. Like he was around Daniel Kinahan a lot, then he was around a lot of Mexican Mafia members, but you know, Suleiman, like, yeah.
I mean, I don't know anything about that, but I mean, like, I think that there's a lot of, like I said, there's a lot of people. For example, in that game, it was Eddie Hearn, right? Eddie Hearn was the one that was trying to sweep it under the rug, and we still do not have a reasonable explanation as to why those drugs were in his system the first and the second
No
time.
one really give you.
The
You know.
only thing he can think of is his girl was on birth control pills and he was eating a lot of pussy and got
That
in his
doesn't work that way.
I know
No,
it
it doesn't because
I'm trying to give him
because no
something.
one's giving the explanation. So you know what?
We're just gonna make it up.
And we were saying that this is a woman's whatever.
And that's probably why Chris Eubanks Sr. was out there saying they're trying to kill my son. Remember, he kept coming out there saying they're trying to kill my son, and he about to pop the lid out of this because he said they're trying to kill my son out there.
Hey,
Yeah, from what I read though.
What's up, Jimmy?
Yeah, salute Lenny, salute Rachel. Thanks for having me on. From what I read, the last report, I think they was claiming that it was a contamination from eggs. I know the oral sex thing. I mean, I didn't read about that until you guys told me, but from what I heard, it was contamination from eggs that they were trying to claim that the WBC were following safely.
Yeah, Trill said that they had claimed that it was a contamination from eggs. And so when Trill read that, I said, was it from her female eggs? So like I'm just gonna keep bringing it back to this
because it's like oh I'm fighting a Garcia, right? But it wasn't Ryan Garcia, it was Hector Garcia.
Which eggs?
Which eggs?
Who's
the
eggs?
Women's eggs or the egg? Is it chicken egg?
See, for me, I don't think drug testing should be in boxing. Not because I don't want to clean up the sport. I feel like the other guy that was saying that guys with a lot of money can circumvent it, like you know, you're saying like Fury, like Floyd Mayweather. I mean, this guy was busted shooting up IVs, excessive IVs, to wash your system out. And Klitschko's, they had a history of doing stuff like that. So
hey,
bro, I feel like if there's no drug testing,
Floyd though, don't ever throw Floyd right there. Floyd
isn't it like a better playing
Floyd
field?
Floyd has never tested dirty with nothing.
If there's no
Floyd has
testing
never
at all,
been involved in nothing dirty. Floyd has always been a clean
no, I'm
boxing
saying he was
program. He's trying
busted
to push.
Breaking Barter protocol though. No, I'm saying he was busted using a Breaking Barter protocol though.
He tried to push the Manny Pacquiao. So don't say people like Floyd. Floyd ain't never been nothing.
Right, bro. No,
dirty.
listen, I was just trying to make a point, man. I don't know why you get so emotional for, man. Calm down.
Because you said that said people like Floyd. No, but you said people like Floyd Mayweather.
No, I said people like Klitschko, Canelo,
brother, you
Floyd.
said people like Floyd Mayweather. Don't do that. That's what's wrong with
boxing
I'm saying
now.
He broke.
No, I'm saying he broke Barter protocol. I'm saying he broke Barter protocol when he was shooting up illegal IVs, bro. He was using excessive IV to flush his system out.
What's your proof?
Something you're not allowed to do.
That Floyd has done something
using
like that. What's your proof that Floyd has done that?
I mean, it's quite well documented.
It's nothing documented. Floyd's always been clean fighting program.
Okay, so when you leave the ER room,
what's your proof? Show me your proof. See, that's the problem with you people right here. Y'all always out here trying to slander another boxer. It's nothing nowhere that Floyd has did anything.
You were just slandering Tyson Fury and Canelo. What are you talking about?
They would have did that right. They would have took that. They would have took that. It would have been first class because then they could have stopped him from being the best ever. That's what
it is quite well documented.
No, it's not.
It is well documented.
You from England, right?
It is well documented.
You back as a kid.
Well, Google does work here as well.
You from England,
bro? Google does work here as well. Believe it or not, Google's in England as well.
You're from England, and your boxers got no. Y'all people over there in England like to use that
Well,
juice over
Tyson Fury
here.
did put
But
Wilder in a
no,
body
your
bag, so I
boxers like
doubt
to
it,
use it
bro.
over there.
Then
But it's
Tyson Fury
not
beat the fuck
documented
out of
nothing from
Wilder 3
Floyd.
times, though.
You can't bring
So
nothing of that
I
on
doubt it,
Floyd.
bro.
Floyd has never
I doubt
did
it,
that
bro.
right there. Now your boxers
Well, I
might
mean,
have
ask
done it.
Deontay Wilder,
Your
man. Ask Deontay
boxers.
Wilder what happened when Fury came over, bro.
Okay, yeah, Fury was on it.
Wednesday, baby.
I didn't say
Wednesday.
Fury didn't do it, but I'm saying don't be putting Floyd's name involved with that as well. Because Floyd has not been confirmed, none of that. Fury and all them,
So
yes,
he
but
wasn't
don't
using
no,
illegal
you try
IVs
to
then.
no, you try to say Floyd as well.
So he wasn't using excessive
No,
IVs
you
then.
tried to throw
He didn't
Floyd's
break
name
Brother
in there.
protocol.
Rewind it.
All
You
right,
tried
bro.
to
All right.
you tried to throw Floyd's name in there as one of them cheaters as well.
No,
Floyd has
I'm
never
saying you
been a
broke Brother
cheater.
protocol. No, I'm saying if
Floyd
you've
has
got
never been a
money, you
cheater,
can
bro.
be flexible with the rules. Listen,
No,
when you've got
Floyd
money,
has
you can be
always been
flexible
a
with the
advocate
rules.
of. Floyd has always been an advocate of
And
promoting
why was he flushing the
clean
system
health.
out with excessive
Floyd has
IVs?
always been
Why
an
was he
advocate
flushing the
of clean
system out with
health.
excessive IVs?
Dude,
Why
come
did he
on
break
now.
Brother
Bro,
protocol?
look, now you're
I'm
lying,
asking
bro.
you.
This is that
I'm
English
not lying.
stuff.
It's well documented.
Okay, okay,
Listen,
okay,
it's
okay.
well
I'm gonna let you
documented.
go. You said he did what? He did what?
I'll be back.
What you say Floyd did? Because I'm about
No,
to make you look real stupid on here. I'm about to bring it all up. But what you say Floyd did, sir?
Hey,
I'm saying
hey,
Floyd
what's up?
Mayweather, a
What's
guy
up,
that was an
Nito?
advocate.
What's up, Carl? How you doing, brother?
Man, I'm a big fan of y'all. Man, I'm a big fan of you, man.
Thank you, brother.
Like, this is my first time being on here. I just subscribed today.
Salute,
Oh
brother.
man.
Salute.
You can hear me?
Yes,
Yeah, we
sir.
all
All
good.
real shit. All real shit that
You hear
comes
me?
out of it. And yeah, I hear you, brother. I hear you.
Hey,
Yeah,
okay.
we hear you, Carl.
Yeah, man. I want to say, I like how you and your wife, how y'all keep it real, man. Y'all keep it real funky, man. I love that, man, for real. Hey,
Appreciate that,
yo,
bro.
hey, if I'm not mistaken, did one of the guys on here just say that they should take
You broke up, Carl. You broke up.
Man, he
Nanito,
just
what's
went
your
out.
opinion on that, bro? So, like, you feel like drug testing people that are like really rich and powerful, like in better
hello?
positions, without dropping any names, could they not use that to weaponize the sport, though? Do you think, like, guys like the Klitschko's or Canelo or Mayweather, whoever, like, big fighters, could they not take advantage of the system? That's my only
Well,
point I want to make.
I've heard a lot of talks from different organization of allegedly fighters, and organization sweeping things on, under the rug. But I use VADA. For me, I use VADA and because I've had I've had real stuff with them. They've been really fair to me, and it seems like they are, it's their it makes them proud when they catch somebody. So for me, that's that's a light bulb for me because um they want to catch people. It doesn't matter who it is. It just proved to them that I'm like, see, our test is better than everybody else. Kind of like that. So I do like VADA because of the fact that they want to catch people, and like you said, like everything else in the world, sometimes money works, but I can't prove or say otherwise that fighters with money are paying all these guys. I did hear a lot of rumors and a lot of allegation, a lot of talk from different organization and people who are testing have stated something of that facts. But for me, I can't prove to say otherwise that it's real or not. That money has a big influence in testing.
Hey, um, did I hear the guy clearly when did he just say he want them to take testing out of boxing?
He said something like that. First,
Come
he
on,
tried to
man.
say
My thing
Floyd
is this,
getting an IV was
no,
them
no, no.
popping
My thing
dirt.
is this, though. I feel like with drug testing, a lot of the top athletes could use it to weaponize the sport. That's my only
Wait,
point. I'm not
yo,
saying that it should be stone written.
Come in.
either you repeat either you repeat what I asked, or let him finish breaking it down what you said.
No, no, you asked me a question, right? What was your question? You asked
Yo, I
me,
said,
did I?
did you
Yeah, I
say
said it should do. Yeah, I think they
you
should
said
take it out of boxing because
you said they should take testing out of boxing?
Yeah, I believe so, man. From what I've seen, it's
Wow.
quite corrupt. I feel like a lot of the top athletes do use it to get in their advantage. In my
Man,
opinion, at least if it's taken out, then it'll be an even playing field.
man, that sounds crazy, man. You what? That
Yes,
sounds
this their UK talk right there. No, what they need to do is do more strenuous testing, and what they need to do is test everybody, especially over UK, because it
right.
was kind of
But
funny how
You're so
Fury
crying
was over
how
here.
Tyson
Hold
Fury left
on,
Wilder
brother.
in that body
It was
bag,
funny
bro.
how no, brother.
I
Hold
can
on,
see
bro. I didn't sit there
you're
and be
still
quiet and let you
emotional, bro.
talk.
Tyson
I didn't
Fury,
sit
man.
there
you
and
cut
let you
him
talk,
off.
bro.
All right,
You
man.
cut
But
him
it's
off.
funny how Fury was over here, and when
It was funny how he knocked
no,
Wilder
I'm
out
gonna tell you
twice,
what's
man. That was
funny.
even funnier.
It's
All
funny
right, but
how
let him
Tyson
finish.
Fury
Look,
was
why
over
you cut
here.
him off?
It felt
Tyson
so
Fury
nice
was
he had to
over
knock him
here,
out
and
twice.
he got his ass whooped.
It was
He
easy as
got his
well, bro.
ass
It was
whooped
easy.
by
Hey,
young
what happened when Charles
Big
Martin
Baby
came to the
Anderson.
UK,
Big
bro?
Baby
What happened
Anderson
when Charles
and
Martin
them
came to
beat
the
his
UK, bro?
ass in the
What did
damn
Anthony
training
Joshua
camp.
do, bro?
He had to
It was
lie
easy.
and say he had
Hey,
COVID so he could go back to UK and get some drugs. Because when he
hey,
All
was
right,
over
bro.
here without the drugs, Big
Bro,
Baby
man, you're
Anderson them beat
fanboying.
the shit out of him in training
All right,
camp.
bro. It's not all
That's
about you,
why Big
man.
Baby
Calm
Anderson
down. The
say
show
he
ain't
the
about
best
you, man.
heavyweight. Tyson Fury is
Calm
nothing
down, man.
without them drugs. Without them
All
drugs,
right,
he's
bro.
average. And Big Baby
Well, guess
could
what,
beat him.
bro? You
And
knocked
the
out
UK
Wilder,
is
bro.
average, dude.
And that's just how the
yo,
cookie
you
crumbles, my
sound
friend.
real
Yeah, that's
biased.
how
And guess what?
cookie
You knocked out
crumbles.
Wilder,
But
bro.
you see, but why did
I'm
why
sorry,
okay,
bro.
so why did Fury
You
have
sound
to
I'm
sit
real
there and
sorry,
say
biased
he
bro.
had
right
COVID?
You knocked him out,
Ajaba,
bro. It's
Joseph
done, man.
Parker, F.A.
It's
Ajaba,
done.
all
You
them
knocked him
cats
out
know
now.
they
twice,
had
bro.
COVID. But
You
Tyson
knocked him
Fury
out
said they
twice,
all
bro.
had COVID. No, he
I
had to
want
go
to say,
back over there
bro.
and get that pep me. He had to get that pep up. And that's what most of y'all UK fighters do,
But
is
guess
be on
what,
that
bro?
pep up.
Body bag.
Because y'all can't compete
I mean, when
with
Charles
the
Martin came to
American
the UK,
fighters.
what did Anthony
Y'all
Joshua do?
cannot
Send him
compete
home in a
with
body
the
bag.
American
What
fighters.
happened with
So
Deontay
y'all
Wilder,
have to
bro?
get
Tyson
some kind
Fury,
of
body
extra.
bag.
Y'all need some extra,
All right, bro.
dude. That's all.
Hey,
You
bro,
know, you
man.
just need some extra, bro.
Sucks
That's
being
why
on the bottom, bro. Sucks
that's
being
why
knocked out.
everybody want to fight over in America, bro.
You got more
Hey,
They don't
yo,
want
let
they
excuses
me
than
want
ask
to
you
fucking
fight over
something.
there,
Wilder,
bro.
bro.
That's why
Yo,
You
let
got
me
more
ask
Tyson
you
Fury
excuses
something.
than
come to
Wilder, bro.
America, bro.
Was it a
That's
Look,
why
spiked
let me ask
water,
you
Anderson came
bro?
something.
over here. Then he
What
lost
was it?
over
Was the
here,
suit
bro.
too heavy? Was
Yes,
the suit
bro.
too heavy, bro? Was it a
Yeah.
spiked war?
No,
Dude, your
yo, I
heavyweight
don't
champion
want to know
scared
that
of Big
Man, you
Baby
got
bullshit,
some
Anderson.
man.
bitch.
I just
Big
want
Calm
to ask
Baby
you
down,
something.
man.
Anderson
Fucking hell.
beat Tyson
You
Fury,
got some
dude. Get
bitch
off Tyson
emotions
Fury
in you,
nuts,
man.
dog.
You got
You
knocked
on
out.
that
It's over,
fucking
bro. It's
coke ass
done.
nuts,
You
dog.
got
All
knocked
right,
You on
out.
that cocaine and
hold on.
snitch
Okay,
nuts, dog.
You got put
You
sleep,
sounding
bro.
bullshit.
hold on.
No.
Let's just pause
Yeah,
this for
you
me.
all right.
So let me have everybody have their own opinion one at a
Right.
time. You know what? Let me give you guys a minute each to
Hey,
just
no,
kind
you
of
know,
say,
I gotta get ready to go to the back to the vascular lab, brother. But I
all
appreciate you,
right, man.
brother.
Thank you for coming out
I'll
here, bro.
catch
I
you later
appreciate it.
on. And
Yes, sir.
you know, American boxing where all the UK fans want to come anyway. But you know,
All right,
I'm
bro.
out.
Well,
Upper
Tyson Fury
echelon.
still left him in
Upper
that body bag,
echelon.
bro. That's
I'm
about it.
out.
Well, take care of yourself, man, and get better.
Oh,
Yeah. So go ahead. Go ahead. You guys go ahead and
yeah,
talk.
yeah, I want to ask him something. Like, you showed signs. Okay, a UK fighter just got popped for drugs and boxing, and then
Why,
you come
why is
back.
this a UK American thing, bro? I'm talking about
No,
boxing
no, no,
generally.
no, no, no. Listen,
Like,
listen,
I don't
listen
know why
real quick.
everyone's got a passport
No,
out. All
listen
right,
real
go
quick. Listen real quick. I'm not coming at your head, bro. I'm having a regular
ahead.
conversation with you. Listen,
Yeah, go ahead.
you just said. Well, anyway, look, a UK fighter just got popped, and
Yeah,
then you bust out and you said you think they should take out testing in boxing, and then you go on.
no,
Okay,
that's
you and
not what I
him was
said.
look, you and him was going back and forth, and you
Yeah,
bust out and saying about the Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. I just want to say something. Can you name another heavyweight from the UK that you think that could beat Deontay Wilder?
Joe Joyce, Anthony Joshua.
I'm talking about for real.
Yeah,
I'm
man,
talking
they
about,
put them in the body bag, bro. But I'm not
no,
here
I'm
to
talking about
discuss that, bro. I just want
no,
to say my
I'm
piece
not
and let out
asking you to
bounce,
name
bro.
the heavyweight. I'm not
All right,
asking
bro.
you to name the heavyweight. I'm asking you, can you name another heavyweight that can beat Deontay Wilder? I ain't asking you to start naming heavyweight.
No, I just gave you two names.
No, I said
Joe Joyce would shove Wilder shit in, and Anthony Joshua would,
no.
you know.
Look, now you showing that you for all for UK. You don't believe that.
All right,
You
bro.
believe,
Bro,
I
at
don't
the end
think
of the day, bro, it was what it was, man. I mean, Wilder was what he was, and he got found out, bro. It is what it
he
is, bro. I'm
he
sorry,
only got
man.
the man
Hold
got
on.
one. The man
But
only
yeah,
lost to one man. The man lost to one man.
And he fought one man, bro. When he finally
No,
stepped up, bro, he got smoked.
Deontay Wilder lost to one man. Oh, now the fact that he made made everybody look like swap meat. Now that he killed everybody else,
Tomato cans.
now
Tomato
it's only one man because that one man beat him. Come on, man. Come on. Stop.
Bro, what is it, man? The whole
I
Wilder crew's
think,
coming
I
after one
think,
UK fan, bro.
I think Jimmy was trying to speak that when he said the drug testing, because he was frustrated with the drug testing because he believed that the drug testing, the people in the drug testing who have the money were able to kind of change the result. But this is his opinion of things, and I've heard a lot of stuff kind of like that. And I think when it comes down to it, I believe that the drug testing should be there and it should be implemented 24/7 on
Right.
people, so that way there is no pushing it or anything like that, because there is proof, regardless if they try to sweep it under the rug, there is a data that state whether they pop positive or not. And I think it's important, for me at least, it's important to really show that fighters are clean, and like everything else in this world, it gets corrupted.
Right.
Yeah, I agree, Nino. I mean, obviously, not everyone's as honest and as has got the champion heart of you. So that was my only point. I felt like there's a lot of people that are shady in the business, and a lot of politics, and a lot of people in power. They could use it to weaponize it. So, like, the opponent has to take drug testing, while the other guy doesn't, or his hidden tests could be. Sorry, his failed tests could be hidden. That was my only point. I'm not saying that it should be that, but I mean that's just an interesting concept. But 100%, I see what you're saying about the clean sport overall, and some kind of safety net is better than nothing.
Yeah, that was my problem. That was my only problem. I thought you were saying like get rid of testing and boxing. I'm like, dang. I'm like, how boxing would be if they did that? Like boxing would, oh man.
Yeah, and the thing too about it is that it's just not boxing. It's all over the world, all over all the sports, because
Right,
everybody wants to take advantage of it, man. I mean, it's very unfortunate, because I think that the boxing world is such a wild wild west that everybody's very individualistic. The promotion is individual. There's so many promotion and they believe in different things. I think there should be one body that kind of oversees all the promotion and all of that stuff, and an organization of some way, of some sort. But unfortunately, like I said, it's a difficult thing because everybody's looking out for themselves and they're talking about the money most of all.
that's crazy that you said that because dang, it was a while ago too. I think BFTB he was telling me well he was saying something like that on his channel before, like how the boxing should be under like this one main umbrella. I remember I remember I'm always on his channel, like that guy be going there, man. That guy, that guy, I think he really eat, sleep, and shit thinking
But
about boxing. He know he be knowing his he go in. And like a lot of people call him say he be hating, but that guy he go in.
yeah, but again, when it comes down to it, man, definitely an organization of some sort that puts everybody in check, like a check and balance for everything else, because without it, one is just gonna keep pulling to their side, and again, I've heard shit about people who have the money who allow the organization just kind of sweep their shit on under the rug, and it's unfortunate because again, our life is in the line. Things can happen,
Right,
man, and it's you can't stop people from cheating. You can't stop people from taking advantage to win. The money is enticing, the fame is enticing, and unfortunately, as human beings, we have our own desires to reach the very top. Regardless how we're gonna get there, they're gonna choose to get there.
right. Yo, hey Nito, not to jump off topic, but hey man, I ain't know you know how to fight both ways. I seen you training with with Bozy. I'm like, look at
Yeah.
Nito. I'm like,
I
look at
try,
Nito.
I train with Bozy. Bozy's an amazing trainer, man, and
Yeah,
I love the fact that I was out there in Philly working with him for a day, but the knowledge that he showed up. I mean, I could fight both ways. I just, I'm not comfortable for a long time with it. I'm so comfortable with throwing my left hook because that was my money maker. That was my killer punch. So
yeah,
I
yeah,
just got
that,
with that, and you might see something different the next fight. I don't know. It's something that I'm looking forward to do.
Yeah, bro, Nelly, I just want to ask you, bro, before I go, in your opinion, what do you think your next step will be? Because you're talking about how the rankings and issues of Jason Maloney. What do you think will most likely happen for you as far as your next fight or your next path? If you are looking at different sanctioning bodies like the WBO or the WBA, or what do you think you'll do now?
Well, right now I'm in line for the WBC title, so they're just gonna have to pick somebody in the ranking to fight me. You know, we can try to reach out with everybody else to do the thing, but they're just gonna do the thing in terms of, you know, the IBF. They're gonna fight for the IBF. Some guys or in line, and the WBA. They're not gonna go to see me because if they have that option to win a title without me in the picture, they're gonna do that, and that's what Moloney is doing by moving to WBO, by relinquishing his position in the WBC and allowing me to fight for the vacant title.
So did you want to fight Maloney next? Is now what would be your preferable opponent for the world title?
Um, Hold on, let me actually let me give a big shout out to Jake Donovan here. Yeah, you know, this is one of the best guy out there who's just very clear about having transparency and evidence in all the things that he does, man. So big shout out to Jake Donovan. And again, guys, you know, when it comes down to it, I'm grateful for Jake's coming out with a story that allowed us to be bombarded with a bunch of calls and texts this morning. So thank you for that, Jake.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, Champ. I appreciate you, man. Sorry to ruin your morning with all this.
No, not at all, man. I'm awake now. I didn't need coffee.
Right, exactly. Yeah, man. No, I keep trying to deliver good news on this stuff, but yeah, it's just so frustrating watching the the business side just fuck up all these fights.
My bad. I'm gonna mute my what's called. I'm gonna grab my daughter real quick, but I want to stay on if it's okay with you.
Okay, brother. Okay. So guys, with Jake, you know, see right here from Kamal Oz, a real journalist. That's coming from you, man. You know, so you know, they love you, Jake, and all the things that you do, man. But
I don't love Jake right now. He woke me up with bad news.
She came out really fiery this morning. I'm like, you know what just happened? I'm like, what? And I'm like getting the kids some breakfast and stuff like that. I'm like, what happened? You know, this and this and this and this happened. You know, I'm like, what happened?
Jake said the WBC said this, and he got like evidence, and it's actually real, and blah blah blah. I still haven't.
So what do you think is the next step for these guys, for me, Jake? Since you know a lot of these stuff going on.
Yeah, so I'm literally I'm going to break some news on your show right now. I wanted to give you that benefit. Yeah, well, I don't know if it's going to work out for you or not, but I did get confirmation that the IBF has ordered Emmanuel Rodriguez and Astro Boy for their vacant title.
Okay, so okay.
Now hold on, though, before we go too far. There is also a rumor that Astro Boy is considering the WBO route, which could have him fight Jason. So if he stays IBF, that means Jason will wind up fighting Raymond Caballero. But that's the frustrating part. It's like the WBC tried to take the lead by ordering. They should have ordered your fight really the minute Neo beat Paul Butler. Instead of making it wait 2-3 months, whatever. That's the ridiculous part of all this. Like you and Jason literally hugged it out. It's going almost 3 months ago.
Yep.
And now we're still here. So, but that was like the holdup point. Is like waiting for Jason to get out of the way of the WBC. So now he's obviously going the WBO route. So Astro Boy is number 2 with the WBO. He could still go that route, which would mean he'd have to leave the negotiations with Rodriguez. It's like, this is the stuff I hate. You know, I have to cover it, but it's like, I'd rather just talk about fights that are happening as opposed to the fights that aren't.
Exactly.
Well, but to answer your question, though, it looks like I think it's a Samson guy, or he's with Paco Damian. Alexandro Santiago could wind up being next in line for you, if I'm looking at the list correctly.
Did he beat Ancajas, or
is that the guy that was a draw with Ancajas?
That's a good question. I think so.
I think what's his name beat him. Russell beat him by a split or majority decision, I think.
That is the guy. Yep.
Okay, well,
yeah, we just beat Yeah, that's exactly the guy that you're talking about. Yep.
Okay, he's a tough guy. So
Yeah.
they give him a good guy, a good tough guy.
Yeah, and he's on a nice win streak too. Yeah, he's won 3 in a row. He just beat Antonio Nieves. Nieves just retired, actually. So the fight with Russell was like damn close. So it's not. It's a good challenge. It's not as sexy as a fight with Jason Moloney, but the part that bothers me is that it almost seemed deliberate that like Top Rank was freezing, not necessarily freezing you out, but just like sticking it to Richard Schaefer one more time.
Yeah, stab.
That's the obvious part, because this is too many fights in a row now that just aren't happening between these two companies.
Yeah.
Like I felt like if Top Rank got its way, like you wouldn't even got the second fight with Inoue. Because I know like how all the work it took to even make that fight happen. So it's just like this is where like the business side just needs to get out of the way for fights like this. We'll finally get some good fights, and then we just keep moving backwards with, dinosaurs. I want to do business with one another.
Well, that's what I said. I was like, I'm not even planning to go to any fights until 2 weeks before.
Yeah,
anymore.
exactly. Right. So, and I hate it because I know like a lot of excuses are being made, but we know like Richard is making, he's doing his part to make fights happen. Like he and Golden Boy hate each other, yet we're still getting Virgil Ortiz and Amantes Stanionis. Fight people. Richard doesn't stand. This is what I've always respected. Going all the way back to Richard. I've known him 20 years. He's always done his part to put the fights first before his own pride, his own ego. I know the sacrifices he was willing to make, even in your career. Like he told me at one point, he was willing to step out of, keep his name out the mix if it meant just making sure you get your shot at the time. I respect that. No other promoter is willing to do stuff like that. So
yeah,
that's how you get shit done in this business. So I just wish other promoters would follow that lead. So
okay, I have a question for you after we do the super chat, and you could dance if you want, because this is what we do. We literally do this for super chat.
Hey, 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 hey.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
Jake has real info. That's from Remy, giving you some love, Jake. So yeah, man. I mean, that's that's the unfortunate truth of promoters and companies against company.
Like, so we were asking earlier, like in this scape of boxing right now, do you feel like it's literally 80% promoter is deciding like, hey, you're not fighting this guy, too bad, so sad, we're going this direction, and 20% the boxer going, shit, I have no choice?
Well, you look at a fight like Inoue and Stephen Fulton. That fight, and even Tank and Ryan Garcia, neither of those fights were happening if those 4 fighters did not take the lead. And, Inoue and Fulton, like they took it upon themselves to negotiate directly. They didn't go through Top Rank and PBC. They let them know, hey, this is the fight we're going to make happen. And the fight happened. Tank and Ryan Garcia, they both went, Tank went to his people. Ryan Garcia went to Golden Boy. They said, this is the fight I want next. So that's the reason why we're getting that fight. If you leave it up to, let's go back to Stephen Fulton. If you left it up to PBC, he'd be fighting Brandon Figueroa in a rematch, which is a fight he didn't necessarily care for. He told Al for the past year, not Al, but anyone who would listen, I want Inoue, I want MJ. He wants undisputed at 122, or he wanted Inoue. So when they couldn't make that fight happen, he went ahead and made it on his own, and then told them this is the fight that's going to happen next. And at least Al didn't shoot it down. So
yeah.
Well, he was telling me that even before he fought, before the whole thing, he said, after he had fought, I don't know who he fought, but after he had fought, he was just like, I want Inoue. I don't care if I go to Japan. That's what he said. So that was from his trainer.
I vividly remember it was when he fought Danny Roman. It was in June, and I remember because the press conference.
Yes, that's the one. Yeah.
The press conference was on my birthday, and I remember just how it was weird, like hearing him speak like that. Like he's gone to social media. Like he even said he's like, they're putting this card on the same day as Teofimo and George Kambosos. More people are going to be watching ESPN than my fight. So he felt like that was the time he had to stomp his feet and get loud and, let the industry know what he wants. And ever since then, like he's been demanding these fights, and I don't blame him. He could have fought Neri. He could have fought Rais Salim. He just doesn't want these fights that don't rate. He wants, these super fights. So he went ahead and made it happen. Again, I give credit to Tank and Ryan Garcia. With PBC and Golden Boy, they don't do a lot of business together, but those 2 fighters told their bosses this. Well, they told them, I'm your boss. You work for me. And this is the fight that's going to make happen. And sure enough, well, hopefully we get it, but it does seem like we are getting it. But I'm with you though. The business side just dominates, the fights that we actually want. So
right.
They're telling these guys, this is what I can give you, and this is what you're going to settle for. It's up to the fighter to tell them, no, this is the fight I really want.
Right. And the fighters don't take that step to speak You know what I'm saying? And that's the unfortunate truth about the fighters is they allow their managers and promoters to make that decision for them. You know, I don't know whether it may be that they're scared or they're making an excuse for it, but ultimately they make their promoters make that decision. For me, at least, I've always been vocals. If I want to fight somebody, I'll tell them. You know, I told her to tell Richard, and Richard's always been great in allowing me to get those people to fight.
Yeah, exactly. And another one I'm sure you guys talked about earlier too, Regis Prograis and Jose Ramirez. You said how, Ramirez is like forced to do all this tap dancing. But look, on the surface, if Jose Ramirez had no other option and he was fighting Richard Comey, not a bad fight. But the fact that we're getting that fight instead of him fighting Prograis for the title, it's, that's the business. It's like, okay, well, we're getting this fight because Top Rank said this is the fight we're getting.
Well, we have someone from Australia, Carl.
Hey guys, he's going.
Kangaroo and all.
Are you gonna go knock on Jason's door?
Isn't he answering you? Is he not responding?
No, he okay. You just woke up apparently.
So this is Jake. Jake came up today with a story of Moloney and Top Rank vacating their position for the WBC and going on a different route, meaning that they're allowing me. Meaning that they're not fighting me is what it all comes down to. What?
What? That doesn't make sense. Why would you bother going to the WBC convention and petitioning for the first? It doesn't. That doesn't make sense.
All you Australian people, I don't understand you anymore, man.
Yeah, and that's the point. Look, you guys know Jason. Jason, he's someone like if you left it up to him, he'd be fighting you in a heartbeat. He would have. You guys, like I said, you were there at the WBC convention. I'm sure if you handed Jason a piece of paper right then and there and said, "Okay, you had the final say," the fight would have happened November 12th. Or whenever the convention was. But this is where we are, though. He's, Top Rank is his promoter, and he can't really bite the hand, and hand that feeds him. Maybe he could have put his foot down and said, this is the fight I really want, but. I guess in his mind, if he's fighting for any title, then so be it. But
he is a pretty quietly spoken bloke too. He's not a sort of overbearing, much like myself.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense. I never knew that.
I've been waiting all morning for Carl. I'm like, where's Carl? Carl's about to disown him. I was like,
that's it. I'm going on a social media rant. I'm tagging him everything. Get your shit together, mate. Sort it out. Go and fight the champ. Go and fight the
Gonna go on his Facebook again?
So
I am. I'm gonna troll him hard. It's ridiculous. Gonna go a different route. What route's he looking at going? All roads lead to one place at 122.
118.
118.
Sorry. 122. I'm thinking in a way.
Hey, Jake, did you know this? And have you heard this? WBO stands for whatever Bob ordered.
Yeah.
That's a crack up.
Yeah.
Jake, Undercard Boxing asked, did Carlos Adames get elevated to full champ at 160 by WBC?
No, the WBC, for whatever reason, is not. They have not said anything on that situation. All they said, nothing has moved from the convention where they said they're still monitoring the situation. It's like, Jamal told you himself that he's out the mix. I don't even know if he's coming back until June, July. And it's frustrating because now Adames is saying he wants to fight Janabek, which could be a unification bout. But the other sanctioning bodies don't recognize secondary titles. So he would have to, and why should you give up that chip? It's like when you're willing to fight Charlo, why let Charlo off the hook? If Charlo's saying he's coming back, it's like either fight Adames or give up the title, and move up to 168, which is probably going to be his next move.
Yeah.
Hey, sorry, just to get Jason's got till the 17th of this month, hasn't he?
No, Jake got a letter or got confirmation of the letter from the WBC that basically Jake, what did they say that Top Rank vacated?
Top Rank informed the WBC that Jason is not going to fight for the WBC bantamweight title. They didn't say the route he was going. They just said that he's not going to fight for that title. So.
Why is he in Japan? I know he's in Japan. Why would he be in Japan now?
He's trying to, it's for sparring purposes out there. So I think he's
right.
Kamita. Yeah. So I respect the move. It's the second time over there. That's my understanding.
Yeah.
And again, I've told, Rachel and Anita plenty. I'm a little bit glad that you two aren't fighting because I don't like when two of my favorite fighters face each other, but I was willing to, put my own feelings aside for that. So I think the world of the Maloneys. I hate that this situation has come to this.
It's so strange. It just doesn't make sense. I just can't get my head around it. I mean, it is early in the morning over here too, so
It's
I can't
filled
get
with
my head around it.
spider.
I've got spiders on the brain. But what route? I'm just trying to think. What route could he possibly be thinking of taking?
The route that goes furthest away from Nonito.
Yeah.
Well, he's number one at WBO.
Right.
Yes. Well, that's. Oh God, I'm speechless, and that's hard for me. He's scared of you, Nonito. He's scared of you, mate.
Yeah, I love the quote that Richard gave me, that there's a new the bantamweight division lost the monster. The Naoya the monster Inoue moved up to 122, and now we have a new monster, Nonito Donaire.
Yeah. He'd be loving hearing that.
Yep.
Like, just watch that hat don't fly off, Nonito.
No spiders, Carl. No spiders.
Yeah, but you're right. The Maloneys are good guys, and Nonito's an awesome dude. So yeah, it sucks, but hey, it's boxing. You got to find out. You got to find out who the best is. So.
Well, that's the thing that we're having a conversation on, is that promoters have always decided the fate of the fighter. Only those fighters that are willing to stand up were able to speak, to fight the people that they want, and I think that's that's pretty much what it's all about. Kamal Oz is here, by the way, so yeah, welcome, bro. Yeah, it's frustrating for fighters, but we man, I don't know, man. I'm lost for words, Jake.
I know. It sucks, man. It really does.
Oh, I just hope that's bullshit, that they're not going to go away from the WBC route.
Jake, I wanted to ask you a couple of questions, and let me just preface this by saying I love your work. The corporate boxing media is the worst. They don't ask the tough questions. They don't get to the heart of things. You can tell who's on the take, who's an employee of what other outlet, but you're a breath of fresh air because you're a true journalist. What I say is the corporate media in boxing is full of commentators, not journalists. And most people don't know the difference in that. It is so different from the rest of the sports, where in the other sports, you can go and ask the tough questions and you're not going to get kicked out or lose your credentials for asking the Pittsburgh Steelers, hey, what happened last night at the hotel when Belichick or somebody turned on the fire alarm or whatever. You could ask those questions and you could be honest. So I really appreciate you. Two questions. Obviously, Canelo is at 168. He's the undisputed champion. The WBC's done their best to keep David Benavidez in mandatory after mandatory. And then the WBA has not ordered him to fight David Morrell Jr. And the WBO, when Andre was trying to go for that WBO belt, they preemptively put this roadblock in front of Andre when he was going to fight Zach Parker, that Canelo had 18 months before he had to fight for that WBO title. Is William Skull, he's the number one contender now, I think, in the IBF. Is he going to be named mandatory by the IBF? Because they should be due if Canelo's not fighting anybody and still holding on their titles. Because the WBO said 18 months. That was a few months ago. And then the second question I have is with regards to 160. What's up with Triple G? He's holding on 2 belts hostage, really. The WBA said that they'll let the IBF go ahead of them. So he was supposed to fight the Brazilian guy, Falcao. There's been no talk of that fight happening. Laura's still waiting on his chance. I wanted to see Triple G Laura about 5 years ago when Laura first said he wanted to fight. So can you let me know what's going on with those mandatories, both for Canelo and, he's holding the belts hostage at 168, getting away with bringing Triple G up, and guys are demanding that David Morrell and Benavidez fight. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't make sense for them to fight without, it being a unification while Canelo's fighting 160 pounders.
Right. Yeah. And I appreciate your questions. So the good news on the mandatory front is that it's not the mandatory defense we want to see him make, but he is very likely going to fight John Ryder next. John Ryder has the interim WBO 168 title. So that their title consolidation bout will probably take place in May. And I don't have a lot of sympathy for Andrade in that situation. He had the chance to fight Janibek. He said, I'm going to fight Zach Parker instead. He unfortunately got injured. Then it went back to defending his title against Janibek. He held it as long as he could until he gave it up. Then when it came time to fight Zach Parker again, he didn't have a promoter. Nobody just cared about his career at that point. So that left him at the mercy of a purse bid where no one was willing to invest in him. So he's complaining that, oh, Canelo's picking a weak, mandatory in John Ryder. It's like, well, he had the shot to fight for that very same title. John Ryder got that title shot instead, beat Zach Parker, and now he's in a position. Now, granted, look, if Andre beat Zach Parker, I'm not going to say that Canelo would have fought him. He probably would have gave up the belt or found some other reason to milk it. So, but Andre never gave himself the proper chance to put him on the hot seat like that. So Ryder won the fights, and now he's in position to fight for the title. I love the attitude being taken by Benavidez and Caleb Plant. That especially David Benavidez. He kind of given up, but he said, I'm not banking on a fight with Canelo. If it happens, fantastic. Otherwise, he wants to become the face of the super middleweight division, especially as you mentioned that Canelo's essentially holding all the titles hostage. So that he loved this fight with Plant. I know there was like one demand after another. Look, I think the world of Caleb Plant, but he made a lot of demands in order for this fight to happen. I think he was just trying to, kind of go big dick with him. And Benavidez was not going to back down. He said, look, I finally got you my sights. We're going to fight. You can have whatever you want. So now, tomorrow they're going to have their press conference. It should be a lot of fun. But PBC, they have the roster to really, those guys can run the table at super middleweight. They don't necessarily have to worry wait out Canelo. So whoever is going to emerge in all those fights, I think that's going to become like the face of the super middleweight division. So regardless of what Canelo does. And then your second question with I've been waiting for updates it's going on 3 months now with Triple G and Falcao. So I was right there when the WBA ordered the fight with Lara. Then when the IBF and WBA got together and said Falcao can jump the line. The last update I got was that they were probably going to they were going to try to do the fight in Kazakhstan. So because if it takes place anywhere in the US, I don't know who's going to air it, who's going to pick up the tab. That's an expensive fight for any platform to pick up. So if you don't have promotional rights to Triple G, it's like, why would you want to invest in that fight? Unless Top Rank is absolutely confident that Falcao is going to beat him. But I mean, Falcao, this is like 10 years into his career. He's finally getting his first title shot. He was a prospect for way, way, way too long. So I don't know how much confidence they have in him, but even the IBF didn't seem to have a clear picture on that. Like, well, why not just send it to a purse bid? But there just seems to be a lot of moving parts. With Lara, I have the theory that he's going to fight Danny Garcia only because Danny Garcia entered the WBA middleweight rankings despite his last fight being at 154. So I do believe that's a fight. Lara even mentioned he wanted to fight Danny Garcia. He wanted to fight Keith Thurman. He'd be willing to come all the way down to 155, which both of those guys were amenable to. So we could see something like that where there's like a catchweight fight where, Garcia gets the claim to be a 3-division champion, even though Lara, has a secondary title for the moment. But I still don't believe we're ever going to see Triple G and Lara. So I think it's going to end up with Triple G probably just giving up the WBA belt, Lara being elevated to full titleist. And maybe that's when we see a fight with himself and Danny Garcia. So let
me do this for a minute because a big shout out to Big Money. Sorry about the Moloney, big bro. So yeah, sorry about the Moloney fight, bro. That's what from Big Money. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you, man. And this is from Chicken Talk.
Oh, my man Lefty. Yeah, Chicken Talk. Yeah, so Lefty and I, we do a Twitter Spaces show every Saturday. It's the Jake and Lefty show every Saturday, 11 a.m. Eastern on Twitter. So.
Yeah, please promote because you have a lot of knowledge, Jake. I mean, when it comes down to it, again, everybody loves you out here. You have great journalistic. I mean, your journalism is just amazing. A lot of people trust that. So, your knowledge, and as you can see, thank you for gracing us with your knowledge here and your presence as well. But yeah, please do. If you guys have a show, we want to support it, like, subscribe to you and all of that stuff, man, because we are a boxing fan, even though I'm a fighter, but I'm a boxing fan as well. And I love the information that you give out to everybody else. So, to me and everybody here. So we really want to know more about you guys and what you guys do out there for your show.
Yeah, no, so Check and Talk. It's a great community. They regularly host chats. I know they've wanted you on there for a while, so I'm sure they'll be, reaching out to you and Rachel to get you on there, champ. But yeah, sure, like pretty much a lot of times on Tuesday nights, like Lefty will host like a big chat with Stephen Fulton's been on there in the past. Steven Espinoza, the president of Showtime. So they get a lot of great. Tank was on there. Deontay Wilder was on there. They get a lot of great guests on there. So you'd definitely be a welcome addition to that roster.
Hey man, I'm there, bro. I'm there. You know, I love talking about fighting and all that stuff. You know, again, early on we came in very frustrated because me as a fighter, it's not even a question. When I see my name on somebody, it doesn't matter if I have a percent to win or not. I'm gonna make it. I go in the ring and thinking I'm gonna win the fight, regardless of what people think.
Yeah.
You know, and it's frustrating for me because if they wanted to truly want that fight, I mean, look, Moloney is a great guy. Jace is a great guy. You know that. The point is just that, again, when me and Rach was talking about this stuff, is like, for me, she said 70-30 promoter and boxers, but I think it's way less than that because there's so little fighters who wants to fight or who wants to speak on who they want to fight. For me, I've always spoken who I wanted to fight, and it's unfortunate because we don't get to see the fight that we want to see, and I was telling too as well, is like, man, these guys need to really go and make their own channel and talk about this stuff and let people know so that people are not misunderstanding what their intentions are.
Yeah, I agree.
Go ahead, Jake. I didn't know you were going to respond. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. Go ahead. No, you're good. Yeah, we're here for you.
No, I agree with Nonito because you see Nonito is being treated exactly like Regis Prograis. I mean, you saw Jose Ramirez come up with all excuses beforehand to not fight Regis for the vacant WBC belt. He said, "Oh, I'm getting married. I'm a Christian, so I have to do this." And I'm a Christian too, but your timing was off with that marriage. And then you came out with the excuse of, "Hey, we're not a fight with Regis is not the promotion's not gonna be right." Well, they haven't announced the fight because you didn't sign for the fight. They haven't even promoted it right. So how can you preemptively say that the money's not going to be right? Then you see Top Rank somehow maneuver to get Sandor Martin and Teofimo Lopez in a 10-round WBC eliminator. Right. Since when are eliminators less than 12 rounds? Not only that happens, but Sandor Martin is robbed of a knockdown. He did knock down Teofimo that got credit, so he's robbed. He had one official knockdown, and one unofficial. And he was robbed in that fight. And then he is a fighter that needs opportunities. He's not a big name. He's not with a big promoter, and he loses the opportunity to get mandated to fight Regis Prograis. And then what does Teo do? He pulls out and he's going to go the easy way. So I'm just really disappointed with that. And I do want to circle back to your point about Andre. He did something similar at 154 where he was inactive and Canelo was supposed to be his mandatory WBO. I don't know. They never mandated it. And Liam Smith ended up picking up a vacant title once Andre got stripped at junior middleweight. And Bad Left Hook actually is another website that I look at. They actually label Liam Smith boxing's worst titleists. And so what happens? Canelo comes from 155 miraculously down to 154 to fight Liam Smith when he wouldn't even acknowledge Andre, wouldn't even push for his mandatory to fight Andre, but he fights Liam Smith miraculously. Same thing he did it with the WBC at 168. Canelo wasn't even thinking about 168 and being a super champion. Comes to 168 once Benavidez gets stripped the second time. His team, people don't know this because I told you, boxing corporate media is so corrupt and so many people are on the take. What happens is Benavidez gets stripped. He and Eddie Reynoso never expressed interest in fighting Benavidez for that WBC. Then he and his team push for the WBC, and then they tell the WBC, we want to fight Avni Yildirim, who was a guy coming off a loss, terrible fighter, got knocked out by Chris Eubank in the World Boxing Super Series, never should have been in a mandatory position, but Canelo and his team selected that mandatory opponent when 5 or 6 more worthy contenders went to the WBC and said, including David Benavidez, and said, hey, make me your mandatory. So it's more par for the course. But I did want to ask you, the IBF has been very good historically about enforcing mandatories. They famously stripped Golovkin and Canelo, Golovkin for not fighting Derevyanchenko and Canelo for not fighting the same guy. But I don't know what's going on at 168 with William Skull. I mean, he's a Cuban guy, undefeated. I think he needs to be named mandatory. Haven't heard anything about Canelo, the IBF ordering him, because they should be next, because the last mandatory was when Caleb fought Fingenbutz. Caleb Plant fought Fingenbutz about 3 years ago. So that IBF is due. Number one, and number two, they should be doing something with Golovkin because they made an agreement with the WBA, but nothing has been announced. Can you speak to those two situations?
So I think it got determined that the WBO is first in rotation, which is why Canelo is fighting John Ryder. The WBO had it on paper saying he had to make that mandatory defense by May of this year. So that's why they get to go first. I don't exactly know where the IBF is in that rotation. I'm with you. They should be next. So I don't know. And Skull did win an eliminator, so I don't know why he's not getting that title shot. He might want. I don't know what route he's going to have to go at this point, especially if Canelo is. I don't know how serious it is if he's going to fight Bivol. If they're going to get Bivol to drop down to 168, there's just there's like so much nonsense that we have to siphon through, just to get to fights being made. So and it's interim title fights serve its purpose, but we're going to get to a point. We're going to have 4 interim champions, at a weight when, if Canelo finally one of them, but now we're going to add another one just to get Skull in the mix. So he doesn't have to wait. So it's absurd. It really is.
So 4 interim, man, I can't even fathom that, man.
While your champion is active, he just is telling you who he's going to fight.
So crazy to me, Jake. That's so crazy to me to have these guys coming in there. That's why they definitely got to clean it up, man. They definitely got to clean it up. And we talked about this stuff. But for that, I am just going to dance a little bit. hey, man. No, I'm serious, man. This is just boxing, Let me read this for a minute. Where did it go? Oh, it would be great if Undisputed Champ dropped belts so one fighter can't just fight for all belts at once. My opinion.
In this era, it kind of makes sense because it's like you look at a guy like Jamel Charlo. He worked hard to become undisputed champion. He's willing to defend, but he's only able to fight once a year at this point. So once you have more titles than you're able to fight, that's when these mandatories just get backlogged. So that's why I loved when Tim Tszyu, when he was supposed to fight Jamel, that fight fell through. He was trying to get Bakram to fight, actually. So that would have had 2 mandatories fighting each other. That's the way it should be. These guys should be fighting each other, and then to really build your case for why you deserve a shot at the champ. I get it that look, you're paying the cover charge. The sanctioning bodies, they want their 3% fee. So it's like that's your way. You're paying to get in the club. You expect to hear music. I totally get that mentality. So, but again, like a guy like Bakram, it's like he should have been demanding much bigger fights by now. He's just taking step aside money. Fighting off TV. He's done nothing to really. By the time he fights Jamel, nobody's going to care about him. Whereas like Tszyu, Tony Harrison, at least we're going to care about. Like whoever wins that, hell yeah, that's the guy that should be fighting Jamel. Especially when, I'm going to say it on record, when Tony Harrison smokes Tim Tszyu, now we're going to get that, that trilogy with Jamel Charlo. That's the way you build a championship fight.
Well, I do agree with you on that. I mean, there should be just one champion in the first place, right? So it doesn't matter whether it's 4 belts that gets passed on, because it's just putting more of confusion, or I guess complication when it comes down to fighters getting different kinds of belt. There's really no one champion. Unless if you have one champion, guess what? Everybody's trying to gun for that. And you only have one champion, regardless if it gets passed on here and there from different guy, but at least we have one champion who is the best and fighting all the mandatories from all the belts. That's what I think, at least.
Exactly. I agree.
And just to follow up on what you said, Nonito, it's one thing if you have one champion and he's actively fighting his mandatories like Jermell did. He had that injury, but Canelo is putting his belts on the line at 168, bringing up Triple G. Why should Triple G get a title shot at 168 when he's never fought there, ahead of the 4 guys that should be in place, ahead of Benavidez, ahead of William Cole, ahead of David Burrell Jr. That's just, and then potentially they're going to drain Bivol and try to bring Bivol down from 168, despite the fact that Canelo said, I'll fight him at 175 again. I don't want to fight him at 168. But Eddie Hearn is blocking Undisputed between Beterbiev and Bivol. Now supplementary Mauricio Suleiman, and I want to get your take on this, Jake, because Bivol has Kyrgyz. He's from Kyrgyzstan and Russia. He's got 2 passports. Beterbiev is a resident of Canada and has a Russian passport. So to me, I don't agree with these Belarusian and Russian bans in boxing. I think it's arbitrary and discriminative for people to be punished based on the actions of something that they can't control. But Beterbiev and Bivol can go ahead, period, because they both have other residency or citizenships, not with the Russian Federation. But Eddie Hearn is talking about, and no one's talking about this, no one in corporate media is talking about this. Eddie Hearn is talking about making Buatsi Bivol, which nobody cares about Buatsi. We don't even know who he is in America. I know because I'm a hardcore fan. And he's talking about Callum Smith versus Beterbiev, and now Suleiman is up there. I mean, just speak to that, Jake. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, look, I'm with you on that. I don't agree with the ban either. I have, of all the sanctioned bodies, I have the best relationship with the WBO. And the moment they even, were on board with that, I told Paco, I said, Paco, that's a ridiculous, claim. You can't look. You can sympathize with everything that Ukraine is going through. Ukraine. God bless all them. They're putting up the good fight. But it's disgusting. The whole Russian invasion. But boxing is a sport. You can't get. That's just more politics we don't need. And even last year, look. So I was. I remember when that ban first took place. All the sanctioning bodies got together and said, "This is how we're going to treat it as long as this war is ongoing." We were all in San Diego as the Bivol Canelo fight was being announced. And that was the question. And Eddie even made a point to say, well, this fight's going to happen whether or not the WBA title's at stake. But then the WBA was the first one to kind of concede. They said that they wouldn't rank the contenders. They wouldn't be recognized as, fighters from Russia. And I forget, I think it says like no war in place of like Russia, for its champion, because you can't start stripping champions. But then it became, well, Bivol trains in Indio, California. So that was his out. So if that was his out for that, I don't see why the WBC wouldn't just follow suit. So like you said, he has dual citizenship. I know he's lived in Russia since he was, I think, 11. But yeah, there are ways to make that fight happen if you want to make it happen. To me, it just sounded like, Suleiman, he did say at the convention last year that Callum Smith was going to be next, that there's no exceptions, that once Beterbiev fought Anthony Yard in his overdue mandatory, that Callum Smith. So this to me sounds like his way of just kind of, justifying that stance. I don't hate the fight. I don't, it doesn't seem like either side is in a hurry to make it happen anyway. Like, Top Rank is already on board saying, they're going to bring Callum Smith to Montreal. They're going to let him have his homecoming fight in Liverpool against whoever he's going to fight. And then they're going to bring him to Montreal in the summertime. So they seem perfectly fine with that route as well. Because, again, going back to the business side of the sport, the Zone's going to want, the Zone has Bivol, ESPN, and Top Rank. They have Beterbiev. So both those platforms, both those promoters want to control the fight. So, they're going to go their own separate way. And that's, Eddie's best interest is to have Bivol fight his guy, Buatsi. And if he wins, then, have him available for Canelo. Because if Buatsi wins, we know Canelo's not moving up to 175 to fight him. Not that I'm saying you can't beat him, but like there's no sex appeal in that fight.
Yeah.
So, but this is like Eddie controlling things on his side and Top Rank controlling things on their side. So, and especially, Eddie's going to deliver Callum Smith because he's the mandatory challenger. So he actually has the best shot at everyone. Like if Callum, wins, then he has control of all the belts. He can do whatever he wants. Maybe then we'll get the undisputed fight.
There you go.
I never thought that fight was going to happen before 2024. I've always said that.
Which is ridiculous because before, you can recall, before Bivol beat Canelo, it was Arum that was putting up the roadblock saying Bivol is boring. He doesn't have any fan appeal. Beterbiev's exciting. But recently, Top Rank has said, yeah, we'll make the fight next. But, hey, DAZN's got to let Bivol come to ESPN. And that's the bigger platform. It makes sense. But then we see that Eddie Hearn, like you said, because of, his greed. But nobody's calling out Eddie Hearn because of this. I'm a hardcore fan. I examine these things. I know that Eddie Hearn is blocking this fight when it could easily be made. But, yeah, I was wondering what is going on with the IBF because usually they're so good at like when Triple G wanted to fight Vanis, they were like, you can't fight him or else you're going to lose your title. Or if you do fight him, it won't be on the line. But they're letting Canelo fight guys who get ahead of guys who are waiting. Like you said, interim champions in 168, letting him put his belts on the line and get ahead of more deserving fighters at that weight. And they're not saying anything. There are no stipulations. I don't. You said the WBO is next, so I take your word for it. But I just remember a short time ago, like you said, when they preemptively protected Canelo because Andre was scheduled to go to 168 to put pressure on him, and they just didn't. They just put that ruling out that he'd have 18 months to defend it. So I take your word on it. The way that Eddie Hearn specifically maneuvered to get John Ryder that opportunity, he was David Morrell Jr.'s mandatory for 6 months to a year. Eddie Hearn acknowledged it, and they kept ducking David Morrell with John Ryder. And then you bring Danny Jacobs to London in a fight that many people thought that Jacobs beat John Ryder in. He gets robbed, according to many observers. And then you maneuver to have John Ryder versus Zach Parker, just making it easy. So to your point, I 100% agree with you about not feeling sorry for Andre, because it was really unfortunate that now twice Andre has left and let Canelo off the hook. 154 due to his silliness or tomfoolery to get stripped and then allow Liam Smith to fight for that belt. And the WBO famously, I know you said you're great with the WBO now. They've been better about not being anti-PBC. They now rank PBC fighters because for a while they had a jihad against PBC. It seemed like they were part of the lawsuit with Golden Boy and stuff. Yeah. But they took Austin Trout out of their rankings so that Liam Smith could fight John Thompson, who I last I heard John Thompson was a basketball coach at Georgetown. I don't know, John Thompson fighting Liam Smith. And then Andre, like you said, he had the opportunities to fight Zach Parker and he didn't. And you rightly said Canelo was never going to fight him, but it would have made Canelo look bad if he had to drop that WBO. So I'm just wondering, I hope after this WBO mismatch is taking place, and I can't believe with DAZN losing billions of dollars, they're still overpaying Canelo for these handpicked opponents. So, I really hope the IBF says, okay, no more ducking to both him and Golovkin, because IBF is usually very good on these mandatories. It says, hey, look, William Scholl's next for you, Canelo. You fight this Cuban guy, which we know you don't want to fight, or you drop the belt. And then I hope with Golovkin, they say Falcao was an Olympian, got 30 days to negotiate this fight. Because I think it was on Boxing Scene, I read that potentially Golovkin could be looking to fight Liam Smith. And he could also be looking to fight that Australian guy who Peter Quillen, Kid Chocolate, knocked out. And I would just be, if you're not going to fight your mandatories, this is what I'm saying. If you're not going to give these guys opportunities, drop the belts. It's not fair.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. And Top Rank was adamant, back then when the Zverev fight was first rumored. I mean, I think he did it just to kind of sell it. He had a fight coming up like last November or whatever, because that's when the rumors first began. But Top Rank was like, well, if he, if Triple G tries to fight him, he's going to get stripped of his IBF belt. So that they need to stand on that stance. But again, I just don't understand why there has been any movement. And it seems like the IBF is just really, I don't know what happened. Like in the past year or so, they just really softened up at the very wrong time. Because like I said, they were the ones who always stuck to their rules. They had probably the worst mandatories, but at least they stuck to their rules. So now it's like they have bad mandatories and they're not enforcing the rules.
Let me get this super chat out of the way. You ready to dance?
Yeah, I'm down to dance. Hey, 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 hey.
Go ahead, read it.
I guess Spence at 164 was a better fight.
Yeah.
Shake my head.
Hey guys, we're gonna give it another 4 more minutes, and we gotta go. My phone's ringing off the hook.
And then
Jake's
we got
fault.
the boxing scholar here too.
Oh yeah, okay. We'll give it until 12:15, and it's all Jake's fault.
Yeah, because Jake has this knowledge of everything. So
no, it's his
we
fault
appreciate
that my morning
you.
went this way.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true. Everybody started calling, and
Yeah.
So I'll just ask one last question, Jake. Now, and I'll get off because I've been talking a lot. Now that Andre's affiliated with PBC, Plant and Benavidez are fighting each other. Can we see David Morrell doesn't have an opponent. So to me, Andre and Morrell, great match of styles. Morrell's, very exciting, very humble kid. Can we see maybe Andre and Morrell next and maybe put that with Roman Villa versus Boots Ennis on a card? Because that's a natural fight to happen between those two when they announce Ruiz versus Wilder, if that's ever coming. So can you talk about those 3 outcomes? Thank you.
I'm still convinced we're going to see Andrade and Charlo. I think that's why Demetrius Andrade finally went to PBC. So he got paid well for this fight on the tank undercard. We could see him fight David Morrell, but I think we're going to get him and Charlo, and I think the winner of Benavidez Plant could wind up eventually fighting David Morrell. But I think, they could, because the sanctioning body's already agreed that they're going to let the interim titleists fight each other. That an interim titleist can't fight another full champion. But they'll let the 2 of them fight each other to become, like a super interim champion, whatever the hell that's called. But they want to create like a super mandatory challenger. So I think by the end of the, and Sampson keeps talking about it enough where, that he swears to God that Morrell is going to fight, Benavidez at some point. I do believe we're finally going to see that fight if David Benavidez wins on March 25th, of course. As far as Boots and Villa, I know that's been rumored. I don't believe that fight's going to happen, to be honest.
That would have been good.
That'd be a great fight,
though.
though.
You were saying that if we had actually switched opponents that night.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not convinced we're going to see that fight next, though. It probably makes too much sense.
Yeah. Hey, the boxing squad, did you have a question?
Yes. I wanted to know how Jake feels about YouTubers being taken more seriously than actual journalists. Like, I can literally make a YouTube channel of cat videos, apply for my press credentials, and be seated next to Jake in the press conference.
Yeah, it's a wild time. I know I'm also vice president of the Boxing Writers Association of America, and we finally just passed the rule to allow video journalists into the organization. So in the past, it was only just written, just true writers that were allowed. So, but boxing being covered on YouTube channels and other video mediums, just allowed us to make that adjustment. I have a lot of great sources in this universe as well. So I know a lot of old school writers are just always resistant to it. They say this. They don't pay them much. I get a lot of scoops from, a lot of channels. They're very good to me. So I respect it. I truly respect the hustle. There's so many people asking me about. I'm like, damn, you guys are way ahead of me. Like, every day they're hearing, this rumor, that rumor. So I truly respect the hustle. There's some channels they go way overboard. I'm not gonna shit on anyone on here, but no, a lot of YouTube channels. Yeah, I do truly appreciate what they do, and it makes me step up my game.
So can I get a credential next to you?
So I always go back to when Ryan Garcia fought Luke Campbell. This was one of the first fights after the pandemic when fans were in attendance. I think PBC were the only ones that were doing fans at that time. This was the first Golden Boy show where they had fans. It was me and the guy from Fight News. We were the only writers there. Everyone else, it was all YouTube channels. So,
wow.
Yeah, so they are getting credentials. I mean, like Ellie Seckback, he gets credentials every single fight.
Yeah,
in every single camp.
That's true. Yeah,
yeah. So I'm seeing these guys more and more. So we have to respect them. Especially during the post-fight press conferences.
Yeah, that's the new generation now, right? Even fighters itself, you got to respect the hustle, like you said,
Yeah.
Well, and it's the fact that like we were saying, like it's the like they're in the gym, they run into a fighter, they have a camera on them. It's not like it takes away from the fact like, oh, I heard, like, especially if you're a YouTube channel.
Exactly.
It's not I heard. It's like, look, dude, he's literally saying it.
Right.
So that gives it a lot of credibility as well. Where they have to. That's how they're going to build their credibility. Where someone like you that's been in the game for so long, you know how to do this. This is the other way that they can verify themselves. And give some credibility, but we're dancing again.
Hey, man, much love to y'all, man.
Let's read it real quick. Okay. Oh, there's two. Jeez.
Okay.
You got
Nonito and Rachel, I appreciate y'all for keeping the fans in the loop and for expressing y'all's opinion and thoughts of present day boxing. Well, thanks to our man here, Jake, to kind of give us the understanding too of what boxing is all about now. So, and here's another one. Hey. In my opinion, thank you, brother. Thank you for the super chat. Thanks, Nonito and Rachel. Jake, any word on Loma versus Haney?
Yeah, unless for whatever reason it completely falls apart. It does look like it's going to happen in May. I know there was rumors that it could potentially go to the Middle East, but now it looks like it could land in Las Vegas.
Oh, okay.
May 20th, I believe, is the date. So it's not finalized yet, though, for whatever reason. I know there's like certain minor things, to my understanding, minor things that are holding it up, but it should happen, and hopefully May 20th, either in Vegas or Saudi Arabia.
I'm happy. No, I'm not going to Saudi Arabia.
You're right. So if it doesn't happen in the U.S., obviously that means it wouldn't happen on pay-per-view, but anywhere in the U.S., it's going to be ESPN pay-per-view fight.
ESPN pay-per-view.
I feel like,
wait, he said ESPN pay-per-view. Not
wait,
ESPN
so we were just talking about that, right?
Yeah,
ESPN pay-per-view and ESPN talking about ESPN Plus. So they do have ESPN pay-per-view.
Right. Yes, they do. Yeah, when Terrence Crawford fought Sean Porter, that was an ESPN pay-per-view. Tyson Fury fought Dillian White last year. Yep.
Yeah,
UFC, all their pay-per-views are through ESPN Plus. Yep.
Wow. Boxing Scholar, you got one more?
Yeah. So Jake, you're there's like a code of ethics amongst journalists that YouTubers don't have. Like, could you maybe teach a class on that? Because I remember watching the Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury Part 3, and I remember they were asking questions before the fight, and they asked about Glovegate, and I just face palmed. These were respectable journalists, like following the YouTubers trend instead of the other way around. Like, I think that's backwards. I think the YouTubers should be following the journalists, not the other way around.
Yeah, no, I agree. And look, I have absolutely no comment whatsoever on the whole Glovegate thing. I love Deontay to death, but that's for his nation to fight out. But yeah, I like press conference stuff like that. That's not the place, to just ask any rumor. It's like, just you come with facts, and don't also too at press. Don't ask a question you're not going to get the answer to. I know you want to ask the tough questions, but we've said it. Like, the guys, you ask the wrong question, all of a sudden you're not at the fight. There's some questions that people just aren't going to answer in a crowd. But like going back to these YouTube channels, like I think his name is Jamil with YSM Sports Media out of Philly. I know he's tight with Boots. He's tight with a lot of the Philly fighters out there. But he's I look to him because I know he has a relationship with these guys. He's going to get the answer to a lot of questions that I probably, won't, just because I don't have the relationship with them. So, you got to know your audience.
Yeah.
I agree. Shout out to YSM. We met him when we were over in
when I was training, I trained one time with Bozy. We were just there, just trying to interview anybody, and then Bozy was like, "Hey, why don't you just try something?" I'm like, "Oh, okay, I brought my stuff too, so let's do this."
Just so happens to have his stuff in the car, right?
Well, I always get my stuff just in case. I was willing to fight or spar somebody in there at the same time, so just in case, But I was just kind of like doing my thing, and then he's like, "Hey, come here, put your stuff on," and then we started working from that point. We didn't plan to work on anything else. We just kind of like, we're both boxing enthusiasts, like if you look at the fighter and you look at the coach, you're like, "Oh, I want to see what they got," and then they look at the fighter and they're like, "Oh, I want to see what he got," and he, it was mutual. We just kind of got together. We wanted to kind of test what the other person's ability was, and he was like, "Man, you're so fast." And I'm like, "Man, you're really intelligent." So it was fun for me, man. I would love to go out there and just train with Bozy for a little bit because it was fun,
Yeah, it's a different environment. But the Boxing Scholar, do you want to drop anything? And then we're going to have Jake drop his social and everything.
No, thanks you guys for having me. I'm going to jump off.
All right. So Jake, what do you want to drop? Do you want to drop your Twitter?
Twitter, everything, man. We got so much love for you here, man. Everybody loved the fact that you're here and just getting all this knowledge for them, because there's a lot of speculation. If those speculations are not answered, they tend to become something bigger that pass on to something else.
They become a spider and they run away with 8 legs. But yeah, go ahead, Jake. Drop whatever you want.
Yeah, so Twitter's the main place you can find me. It's at Jake NDA Box, Jake in the Box, play on Jack in the Box. So if you want to follow me on Instagram, I'm not on there as much, but same one, but then with an underscore at the end. So, but Twitter's the main place. I'm on there pretty much every day, not 24/7, but pretty much every waking moment. I'm on Twitter, so you can follow me on there. And then, of course, all my work on Boxing Scene. I also contribute to Bet365. I'm going to be having a story dropping today as well.
So give some love to our man over here, man. His knowledge, his integrity. I mean, you can't buy that, man. You got to love that, and you got to be gravitated to that because that's something that is a lost cause,
Yeah, and thank you, Jake, for waking me up with news this morning. We still love you, though.
Yes. Thank you, brother.
I promise the next one will be good news.
Yes.
Cool.
All right.
Thanks so much, guys. Really appreciate you.
Thank you, brother.
All right.
So there you have it, man. We had a great knowledgeable person here that had a lot to educate us about, and from a what would I say, a news that was kind of frustrating in the beginning.
Still frustrating.
But with people coming in and Jay coming in with great information, it lessens a lot of our frustration. So we're very grateful to everybody.
Comes great responsibility. Yeah. I think that's what Jake, your tagline should be with with great information comes great this morning, who had gotten it confirmed, had it verified, got, woke up Richard probably and asked him for a quote and stuff like that, way before we had gotten our legs underneath us this morning on the West Coast in Las Vegas. But you guys in the chat, thank you guys so much for coming out to War Wednesday. We appreciate you guys so much and for hanging out with us, for keeping the conversation going, letting us be honest and real, and raw, and just letting us be transparent and coming along this ride with us. This is the crazy thing about boxing.
Transparency, baby. Transparency. What you see is what you get with us. This is pretty much how we always live our life. And hopefully that y'all can be very authentic to yourself and to everybody else. War Wednesday is it's not about fighting. It's about just expressing our frustration and speaking our mind and venting to the world and to you guys. So we appreciate you guys for tuning in and giving us that stage to just vent our frustration, and for y'all to come in as well to vent your frustration. But so we want to say thank you to Jake for his time as well and his knowledge.
Very much.
And for everybody out there, please be safe, be healthy, because I know bugs are running around, not spiders.
Yep. And in case you guys, again, I'm just going to drop Jake's. It's Jake in the box. Jake in the box. Juliet Alpha.
Not dick in the box.
No, not dick in the box.
I got a dick in the box.
Juliet Alpha Kilo Echo Delta Alpha Bravo Oscar X-ray.
You lost me there. So.
Oh wait, no, I did it wrong.
You did it wrong.
In the box.
In the box.
Okay, Jake in the box. I'm not going to do it again. But thank you guys so much. And again, big shout out to Jake and everyone that came out to the panel. Carl, I'm sorry. We're not going to go to Australia.
You gotta find your brother.
You
gotta go take him and then you gotta tie him up and make him see that he needs to fight on each other now.
Yeah, but
some shit
you guys
like that.
Stay tuned. As soon as we find out anything, we'll be right in front of you and we'll let you guys know. Again, thanks for taking the time. Happy
Much love
Wednesday.
to you guys, man. Thank you.
War Wednesday. See y'all tomorrow. Sex and boxing tomorrow night
at 6 Pacific.
Yep.
Time.
Sex and boxing. See y'all tomorrow.
See you guys tomorrow night.
Be good.
Peace.
I'm Jarrell and I am Logan. Thank you for watching this video. And don't forget to like and subscribe the video. And hit the bell. Ding, ding, ding. KO! Jinx, got ya.
Manito the nail.